Welcome folks to the channel Ace's Place 22, where I'm Ace. You can't see my face, but this is my place. So hold on. Everything will come together. I promise you. We're just doing a little maintenance, cleanup, pickup, quality control over here at Ace's Place. But stay tuned. We're going to flip the camera on. We're going to open up the chats, and we're going to have one heck of a time here tonight. As usual, the way I roll with this Ace in the Hole variety show, I usually give about 5-10 minutes, let some people fall into place here on Ace's Place, and then we start the show because we want to get as many eyes on us as we possibly can. So make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. Definitely leave some comments because we get some rowdy, cool cats in the house. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just a strange man. But like I said, stick with me. The camera will flip around. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Mostly, as you saw in the title, it's Ace versus the MCU. And we're going to get right down to the nitty-gritty of what I like and what I don't like. But who do we got in the chats? Well, I've already seen two of them, and it's two of the faces that keep this place up and going. And that is Virgo Cool, part of the Roughshod Stocks crew, along with, well, Ultra Liger. Always out on the hunt, sniffing those thrift shops for the best things they can get. And I know my guy is always checking out like video game stuff. So there is that. Timu just messaged me and said, free gifts sent to you. Well, we'll see about that, won't we, Timu? Whatever it is you send me, if it is anything, let us see about that. So if anybody listened to that little cheesy little intro where I had the beep, 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 let me know how that sounded and what you all think about that. Roughshod in the house. I had a feeling. My spider sense was tingling. Always great to have the one, the only, the legendary Gray Beard represent Roughshod Stocks. We're going to give some shout outs here in a little bit. We're going to flip the camera around in a minute. Like I said, per usual, we always do this little introduction where it's me doing my thing, saying hello to all of you, you not looking at me, but you doing your thing, and then we all come together and we put our things together. That was a weird way of saying, let me just do some 420 here quick. I'm all over the place. I took a nap. I'm re-energized. Worked a long day today. There were chipmunks running around my job, and no, sirs and madams, we don't sell chipmunks. Even though I do work at a pet store, we do not sell chipmunks. So this is what we do. Now I'm grinding up some stuff, some content, if you can hear it. We'll give about a few more minutes before we officially start the show. Whoa. Butterfingers over here. Speaking of Butterfingers, I love The Simpsons. Does anybody remember the Butterfinger commercials? No, the chipmunks didn't sing, but the woman that saw it, she said it was about a foot long. A foot long chipmunk, bro? Woo-wee. I don't know if she knows what a chipmunk is or a squirrel, but either way, that's a big ass rodent running around. It was a long day, it felt. Was it? It was a tiring day. Nap was needed. All right, here we go. We're going to hit this just freshly cleaned, new water. All right, we are good to go. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. This will be an interesting episode, I think. I do declare, and like always, I will be opening up the chats probably at like the 30-minute mark, just to get my crap out of the way, and then we can jump into it. I'm gonna die. All right, here we go, folks. You better get ready because we're gonna flip this camera around here real quick. Like, oh, no, we're not. I lied. Gotta fix my tripod. Got a new tripod from the man who laughs. I gotta say, I truly appreciate it, brother. You are one amazing guy. Here we go. Don't you know? Here we go, baby. Why is that not? Oh, because it's not in the right spot. That's why. I hope everybody's doing really well. I truly do. I always say that. And that is probably the one genuine thing I mean the most out of anything I say. Is I hope everybody is doing well. I know not everybody has the means for the best days or the best life, but I hope you're capable of getting through whatever it is you're struggling with and can have a good day, because that's me in a nutshell, my friends. Alrighty, who is ready for the camera reveal? Oh man, how do I do this? I'm all just kidding. Ooh, what a flop. I don't even have it leveled to my face. Let's try this again. Hey, there we go. There we go. That's much, much better. What is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome to the channel. Ace's Place. Lights, camera, action. There you go. Oh man, only if lights. What is a word that starts with E? Illuminate? No, that's an I. Because then it would be ACE. I see it everywhere, man. That NECA. I see my name in NECA every time. I'm like, Ace backwards. But here we go. Here we go. I'm wearing my fancy Venom shirt. I'm gonna flip the camera around again at other points. Just if you get motion sickness, go grab some motion sickness medicine. I have no idea, dude. I don't know. But welcome to the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, episode 9. Can you believe it? 9 weeks I've been doing this. 9 weeks. Over 2 months. It's kind of wild. Over 2 months. Oh, where's my... Hold on a minute. There it is. For 2 months, been running this show like a madman. Not a lot of things to hit on today. We're just really going to be talking about... I want to be talking about the MCU. Talk about Daredevil, because there were 2 episodes that they released the other day at the same time. There's 3 episodes altogether I have yet to talk about on the channel, and there's lots of Marvel casting news. Gonna do a little arts and crafts while we talk once the chat's open, and then we're gonna talk toys. Obviously, of course, we're gonna talk toys. We always talk toys, right? But that's not the main thing we do here. We just have fun. So that being said, let's see what happens here. Oh, hell yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I thought that was going to have way more of an explosion. That's what Steve Austin would do, right? All right. So my shout outs, and this is amazing. My shout outs go to, first of all, the man who laughs. I'm always going to give you a shout out, brother. You have helped me put Ace's Places on the map. Here we are. It's huge. We're hitting a bazillion subscribers. We're right there. I've lied. We're almost there. We're getting there. Roughshod Stalks, Graybeard, you're here in the chat. You can hear me. You can see me now. That's almost died again. Roughshod Stalks. Check out his channel. Him and Virgo Cool. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and put it in the comments any other days you guys do lives. Check out his channel. Unboxings, finding all the coolest toys. Definitely If you are curious if something's in the store, his channel most likely is gonna show you if it is or isn't before you find it yourself, pretty much. We are gonna go now to Frank, all of our friend here on the channel. Frank, doom on you. You are an awesome, awesome dude, even though you do look evil when you sit back with your hood up. Menacing. All of my action figures will take over the world one day, and I will be the supreme leader. I hope you have a place for me in that little group of yours, Frank. But go check out Frank Doom on You. He does all sorts of customizations with Transformers, G.I. Joes, and Masters of the Universe. And thank you, Frank, so much. I know you are sending me something, and I can't wait to get it and see what's inside of it. So thank you, brother. Casual Toy Collector. And we're going to throw his +1 on there. Bruce the Sperm. Yeah, you heard me right. If you're new to the channel and you've never heard me say that, Bruce the Sperm. You might see him in the chats at one point. Oh, there's Frank right there. That's so cool. Just gave you a shout out, Frank. And there you are right there, man. Like an angel. It's not Speak of the Devil. It's Speak of the Angel. Oh. That was for you, Frank. A Casual Toy Collector, that's casual with a K. He does the best lives Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. His intro musics are always just radical. They get stuck in your head once you start listening to them. Just what else do I gotta say? Just check out his channel. Awesome, awesome dude. Of course, Frank, always, bro. And then oh no, I skipped one. I got two of them here, and they look like they run together. And then our next shout out goes to the friend of my channel, Casual Toy Collector's channel, Roughshod's channel, Ultra Liger. Ultra Liger, you get a shout out, brother, because you are constantly showing love to all of us here, and you're a spark amongst the community. You definitely, oh, perfect fumbling. You're here too. Perfect. And you're just always a spark in the community, keeping the conversations going, throwing interesting stuff out there. So there's a shout out to you. And then I'm so glad fumbling, you just fumbled into this conversation. Our final shout out. And I'll show you guys too, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. Our final shout out right here. Fumbling to the galaxy. He's fumbling through it. He's not stumbling. He's not rumbling. He's fumbling through the galaxy. Hey, you're welcome, man, for the shout out. Everybody's welcome for the shout out. If you got a channel, I got to give everybody wrenches so you can like plug your channels and stuff on here. I know I've given some, but not everybody. My throat is really dry. I haven't drank anything since I've woken up. You know what? We're actually gonna open up the chat here way sooner than I expected because I don't have a lot to run through. I don't want to just ramble on. I want to have a conversation with somebody. So if somebody wants to jump in, you guys are more than welcome. I put my link in the comments. Everybody is welcome to jump in. I trust all of you. You're all good people. Like I said, I am going to be doing an arts and crafts while we chit chat about things. And actually, I'm going to continue these two. I do have, I had like 4 or 5. Yeah, Ultra. Just start throwing, dude. Do your thrift store hunt videos, man. Do something like that. That would be cool. I know I would personally watch those. But I've got a few videos that I've been trying to load on the channel today, and they just have not been doing it. I've got like 4 of them. I guess here is going to be the sneak peek for you guys that are watching it. You'll see what I'm doing. Also, actually, matter of factually, let's talk a little bit about some action figures here. I gotta grab. Oh. I've got. Oh, un momento, por favor, my friends. Oh, here it is. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. I knew it all along. All right. So again, a couple videos I've been trying to post. Is one specifically, I watched your vid yesterday. He's cool. You got to speak to. Oh yeah, that's something. Oh my god, how does that even just fly over my head? Oh. Hey, look at this. We're back. Oh man. Sorry about that little inconvenience there, folks. I do truly apologize. It just completely spaced out. It's the first time that's ever happened. I know I lose connection once in a while, but not like that. I want to give another shout out to Rough Shot and Virgo for messaging me, texting me and letting me know what's up and then keeping this ship sailing. I truly, man, I'm not a I'm kind of a sentimental guy. I'm a little bit sad at times. Or not sad, but emotional. And that brings a tear to my eye. That truly shows support and I really love that. So thank you very much. I know I missed something, so let me see. You guys are all the best. Well, Frank, some turtle stuff. Thank you. Oh, Ace Froze. Galaxy. Oh, the Green Crew. Oh, Ace Froze. Welcome to Ace's Black Hole. Oh, don't say that, Frank. Don't say the black hole. Ace's Black Hole. Oh, that sounds dirty. Yeah, I lost internet. I'm sorry. AC done himself abducted. I did. Blank canvas and go seeing. Hold on, everyone. Ace is getting stuff. The blot test. Why am I seeing unicorns and goblins dancing in the fire? Oh, I love that. That's so funny. Virgo, I didn't realize you were the only one with a wrench. I got to give everybody else those. What was I saying right before that? Oh, the Howie Mandel and Harlan Williams thing. Yeah, that was pretty rad. That was back. We did that back sometime in February, second week of February, maybe the first week of February. And that was pretty rad to have done that. And then they finally just put the episode up. It was about 6-7 weeks ago, I think we did it. Very nerve-wracking. And even when I've watched it back, I'm like, oh, that's so awkward. I didn't no idea what the hell to say or anything like that. So I appreciate all the support and all the love for that very much. I'm sure we'll ramble on again about that. But this is another video that was going to go up and I haven't uploaded it yet. But for anybody that likes little goofy action figures like myself, here is, oh my God, I don't even have my light turned around. I cannot answer the phone at this time. I'm so sorry, people. Here we go. Let's do that way. Something like that. But there is, the lighting is just so super bright. But that is the Jim Carrey's, I don't know. There you go. Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik, Gerald Robotnik from, oh, that lighting's kind of rad looking. It makes him look evil. But Jim Carrey's Gerald Robotnik from Sonic 3, where he was, well, I guess his own great-grandfather or grandfather? I don't know, one of the two. Picked this figure up at Target. I thought he looked really cool. He's perfect height for the NECA figures, so he's just another little evil bad guy to throw in there. There you go, Virgo, throwing everybody's links up. That's radical. I would do it, but I don't know how. I'm an idiot. Beam me up, Scotty. Turn that off. Okie dokie. I do want to spoil a little bit of Frank's surprise that's coming to me because he did say something. But I bought this. If you guys saw the video of the Turtles of Grayskull video I did where I got him and Casey Jones, Frank said that I'm getting one of these. So it'll be cool. I'm going to leave this one in the box. And because I know yours is out of it because I've seen you messing around with it before on your channel. I see you, brother. All right. We are going to open up the chat. Matter of fact, let's go, Jack. You guys know how I do. Like Kaz, we throw the link in the comments. Just don't get wild. You guys get wild. Just don't get weird. Don't be weird people. No, I don't care. You can be as weird as you want. Is Kaz in here? Or are you just sharing his link? Did I miss him? Kaz, if I missed you, brother, I'm sorry. But there you go, folks. Anybody can join the link. Hairpiece turtle toupee. That's what I'm saying. Look at, they even show that as like one of the features. Not that he's got these cool little nunchucks or anything, or he's posable and articulated. It's, you can freaking take his hair off. That's super awesome. God, I wish my screen was bigger. I need it bigger. I need that laptop. Got to work extra overtime to get that bad boy. I usually do a toy of the week. I don't know if I have a toy of the week. I got some figures and stuff that I like. I didn't really grab nothing specific, but I will say, you know what? For the prices that I paid for these, if nobody watched that video, I'll just give a quick rundown. These were 30% off at Target the other day. Probably still are. These have been sitting on the same peg, and I say these two and Tila were sitting on the same peg for months on end. 30% off, and I finally pulled the trigger. I'm like, I'm gonna buy these bad boys because one, it's Casey F. and Jones, and two, It's my favorite effing turtle. So why the F not? Get up to the register. They scan up $20 pop. And I'm like, no, ma'am. Tell the lady that these are supposed to be on sale. She says, no, they're not. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back and look again. Maybe I'm blind. I noticed that they are legitimately on sale. Another worker there scans them, says, yep, all of these are on sale for 30% off. I said, thank you so much for letting me know. I go back up to the front. I tell her, hey, he told me this. She goes, oh, well, they're not scanning up on sale. I'm like, well, I want them on sale. Another kid comes over and says, hey, you guys figure this out? And I was like, well, this is the situation. He then pushes a button on her little handheld and it flips it to on sale, 30% off. I'm like, wow, go figure. So I bought these. And then I had Target Circle rewards or whatever, like $5 towards each of these. So they were $8, $8.30 a piece. What the heck? What a great deal. Yeah, they're great pickups, dude. I think so. Naturally, I'm a turtle person more than I'm a He-Man person, but I did have a huge He-Man collection back in like whatever it was, the mid 2000s when they kind of had a resurgence on like Cartoon Network or something, maybe. I had Castle Grayskull, all of the heroes, but I definitely like the turtle versions of these guys. I think they're really cool. And the way my daughter and I play, we do different characters from different universes and stuff. So like to have Battle Ready Casey Jones and He-Man Mikey, it's pretty friggin' cool, dudes. Pretty friggin' cool. So those are my toys of the week. We'll give it to both of them. Toys of the week. And then my arts and crafts. I'll show you guys what I've been doing. Oh, I gotta grab it. I was wondering where it was. I was like, I don't have it. Alrighty. You guys all know what glow sticks are, right? Of course, everybody knows what a glow stick is. I keep hitting my Ghidorah. He's in my case here, and I keep hitting him with my knee. He is gonna fall over and just destroy Indiana Jones, and I'm gonna be like, oh shit. What do I do? So glow sticks, right? Let's open it. I'll show you what I do with these glow sticks. Now, this is just a huge tube full of them. It is literally just like a paper towel tube. We will take all of the glow sticks out because we don't need the glow sticks. The glow sticks are are what my daughter gets to play with. This is her toy, while this is my toy. So take the tube and I turn it into a pipe. I don't know how you guys are going to judge me, but I think these look pretty damn cool. I take them, I paint them, I mark them up with a marker, and I paint them again, and then I keep painting them till I like them. And then this is my my end result. It's supposed to look like a sewer pipe. Got a couple of them here already. Little sewer pipes with like sludge and slime or what have you coming out. There's little bolts in there, different colors. I don't know. I think these look pretty cool. I've got 2 more that I'm working on. I've been painting just as I walk through the house, just doing different steps on them. Gonna have all of them. Can put them up, you know, in a little stack. Looks like a whole bunch of pipes. Obviously, that's what they are. So they're gonna look like that. But you can place them all around just for play set effects. Stuff like that for me and my daughter to play with. So that is what we'll be turning this one into. Thank you, Liger. I appreciate that. It is cool, man. They look much better in person. Like the green pops on them. I put some copper color in there to make it look like it's, been rusty and little oxidation and all that good stuff. I got a bigger one I'm going to do, but I have these as well that the Man Who Laughs gave me these for shelving brackets. And they are these. They look like, I don't even know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if this is an actual pipe piece or it's meant to be. Kaz, what's up, brother? But I don't know if this is supposed to be a piping piece or a an actual shelving arm. I'm really not sure, but he gave me a bunch of these because I do have a shelving unit right back here that I stained. He also gave me that. Been doing some staining. I'll show you some of that here in a minute too. And well, I'll show you what I did with this. I did it with 3 of them as of now. It does look like a handle, but I mean, yeah, it could be a handle. You're absolutely right. It could be a handle. But I mean, it's hollow. Who do we got in the chat? Who the F is wanting to come in and talk? I knew it was Graybeard. How did I know?
Yo.
What's happening?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
I'm very, very good. How are you today?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Estoy bien, gracias, y tú?
Yeah, see, you done messed up. Nuh-uh. Don't.
What
don't
did I say?
Ask me how I was doing. Try again.
Uh-oh. Keep on talking to her. Her Spanish will run out soon.
Shut up.
Mine just ran out. I did mess up.
Mi español poquito. Peligro, peligro, peligro.
Now she's using her AAA wrestling words.
Oh, jeez. Then I will too. Latino Heat.
No, we
Yes, the hell I do, casual toy collector.
Uh-oh.
Look at Kaz throwing that heat around. But as I was just showing off these little black pipes or handles, whatever you want to use them for.
Yeah.
Let me grab this one. Actually, I think this one's the best one. I took these as well. Painted up these here, so it's like got a little gray and a little silver to it. Put a little sludge again in the seams.
Let that thing sit outside in the sun for like 2 weeks.
Okay, is that the tutorial thing you was working on the other day? As you talking about tutorial coming soon or something?
Yeah, I got the videos. I got the videos all made, but for whatever reason, nothing I've been putting up today has been loading. So I just think it's just bad.
What are you doing, child?
Well, wait a minute.
Say what?
What are you doing?
He's making a turtle layer.
Oh, that's what you're doing?
That's what it looks like to me.
I thought you were doing some household work. I said, "Oh, Ace now want to do some damn household work." I said,
no, this is not.
Fix some pipes and shit.
No, this is not Ace's hardware. This is Ace's Play.
No, for real, dead ass. I said, "Oh shit, Ace is really finna fix some shit in the house."
No, because I've been literally. I got a spot where I want to make a diorama, and there's things I want to buy online to add to it, but I'm gonna try to make my complete own thing out of whatever I can put together and all that good stuff.
Yeah, use what you got. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, Kaz, you never seen a pipe with screw holes before, and that's why it's leaking so bad, because it's put together poorly.
Man, I wonder.
But I took these little pallets. I've showed them before, I think.
Yeah. I think you did the burns on them, right?
Yeah, and then I just kind of stained one up yesterday when I was doing one.
That looks on point right there.
I like that.
I gotta get in between because like the rag I was using wasn't getting in there. So I gotta
get a little toothbrush or paintbrush.
I wouldn't worry about. I wouldn't overthink it too much, man. If it looks good the way you want it set up, then just let it be.
Well, like you said with the pipes, I planned on leaving this outside for like a couple of days and just letting the weather hit it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But they don't look too bad right now.
I'm so glad you said something. I put the charger in the window, let the sun hit it, and forgot about it. It should be good in charge. The little thing we got from Alice. It should be good in charge now.
Hopefully.
Yeah. They do look pretty good. I mean, this is the only one I've done, but I was staining. I got an entire shelf back here, and I was doing that. I got a polyurethane. I'm not going to put it on this, but all that good jazz. I'm really getting right into it. Like Frank, when he was showing off in someone's video, those like extreme play sets on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah, those backgrounds.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if you've looked at those, but they have a whole bunch of different.
I bet.
They've got, Roughshot, I'm not even kidding you. They've got 3-dimensional buildings that are like 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall that you can stack on each other. You can like literally put them together like they're a modular set.
Right.
So I'm looking at them and I'm like, these are really great. They do have immaculate like art on them, and they're top quality for cardboard play sets. But I was like, I could kind of throw something together like that myself without it being overcomplicated. So I don't mind. Like a while back.
Depending, you know, a lot of that type of stuff, you know, they're doing for the photography, that figure photography.
Yes.
That's a thing. That is a thing. I did
Oh,
not
100%.
know, but it is a thing.
Yeah.
But now the new thing I've seen, well, that I've been catching on to, and I've seen some of the guys, even we've dealt with, they're going outside, just going right out freaking side and finding some little shooting location that looks good for you and going for it.
Oh,
and
for
just
sure.
using that stuff.
I used to do, I wouldn't say I went out of my way to do like photography, but I used to take the little Lego figures and I would go outside and put them in like the grass or the dirt. And you could get amazing photos from that just because you don't need a wide, you know, shot. You literally can just and it looks to scale. It looks like the little stormtroopers are literally running through the snow and stuff like that. And I do. I think the action figure photography and even doing the stop motion stuff, that's a next level kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all depending if you want to get into that, because I mean, then you know, if you get into that, then you're talking, oh, they're so fumbling through the
What's
galaxy.
up, fumbling?
Hey, fumbling.
Hey, Lady Virgo. Hey,
how you doing? How was your evening today? I mean, how was your day? You was good today?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good, man. You know, we're in Canada, so we're starting to see some snow and
oh shit.
Yeah.
You lost me, dog.
Yep.
Wait, man.
It never stops.
When's the
It's 80 degrees outside, bro.
Yeah. I know.
What in the ham sandwich?
Next month it's gonna be, we're all gonna be sweating.
I'm gonna slide over to the side out of camera view so you can't see my what the fuck face, okay?
But you guys were talking about some toy photography. If you guys you know, you guys saw Nico's interview with Legend. Have you guys been checking his IG lately? He's been doing like this AI stuff with his toys.
With the figures and making them like do stuff?
He's making the figures come to life and do stuff.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't know how that stuff works, but it's crazy looking. It's like you got an action figure. I don't know if you put a picture in and it just tell it what to do, but it just starts moving.
So you literally can like you can upload an image and then tell AI to make it move.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he's been putting like, I don't know, like Baroness from G.I. Joe. He'll put Baroness in, and all of a sudden she'll start walking towards Duke, and then Duke starts moving. And it's fucking wild. It's wild.
That is. I didn't even like when you said that. I saw you leave that in like the comments during that stream, and I'm like, I don't know enough to know enough. Like I use AI on YouTube, but it's literally I'm just putting in a description or an idea. But it's not giving me a movie or a motion or.
Oh no, dude!
It's probably some stuff you might have to purchase. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
You know. Yeah. But if you're into it,
that when I saw that, I was like, stop motion is dead.
Yes, that's exactly what I just thought.
And I hated it because I'm like, there's some stop motion guys that have been doing it up, but that just changed the game. I'm like,
wow.
Oof. Baby, you know nobody can't see you doing your little hand gesture.
Oh, I can't help.
You know, people talk with you. People that talk with
I'm like Ricky Bobby, but I know what to do with my hand.
I be on the phone and
you can't see it because it's way over here.
I'm like, I know these people can't see me nodding my head, agreeing with them, and shaking my hands. Look, y'all, Graybeard over here got a whole thing going on to the side. Y'all can't
my left
see
hand
this.
is
Y'all can't see what I see. Boy, I'm over here dying.
But man, listen, I'm telling you, like, I meant it when I said that in the stream, Legend stream, it's both incredibly amazing, but at the same time super scary, because you're starting to see how easy it is to just like these deep fake type things where it's a picture of you and me, and suddenly like someone's calling you and going, "Hey, I didn't know you did this today," and you're like, "Did what?" And you're like,
"It happened to me."
Yeah,
it really did happen.
Really?
To me. What? With the picture of me and Alan,
man,
and people thought I was his girlfriend.
No.
That was real.
Oh my lord!
For real.
That wouldn't know what they're talking about.
I don't care.
No, but
I don't care.
But it's like listen, and it's some people it's unfortunate, but it's in the wrong hands. This new technology is going to cause as much pain as it is joy, And
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Don't give them no food after midnight.
You know how many? You know how many little puppies I've seen riding the back of crocodiles? You know,
Right.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
you know. I mean, seriously, I seen that. I mean, and it looks good. Don't get me wrong.
It's crazy.
It's just my brain is like, no, I don't watch enough National Geographic to know that does not happen. That does not happen.
I know that doesn't happen.
It doesn't matter how good it is. I'm like, no, I didn't.
No, that's right. There's no way a megalodon just ate a cruise carrier.
Yes,
right.
That's the.
Have you seen the megalodon one where it eats the airship carrier? Like it for about 4 seconds.
God, man.
It looks.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I've seen a few megalodons do some crazy stuff.
Some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have kaiju soon. We will.
But what's mind blowing to me is like kids that might see that stuff and not know enough to think, well, that's not real, and really believe there is a dinosaur in the ocean.
That's it.
And it's scarier than that. I'm already thinking about what the kids are gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
What the kids are gonna do with it.
You have the two different scales, though. Just, you have those kids that will use the AI, and then you have, the kids that are like afraid of the AI.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I had AI back in the day, them teachers, boy, them teachers would get it. They would all be pedophiles. They would all be pedophiles, man. I would have had them all locked up.
I thought you were going with I was gonna get straight A's. They're gonna see the better of me, and it's like, no.
But I mean, you think that's what I'm talking. That's where I went. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna whatchamacallit. The kids are gonna get that.
Graybeard with the total 180 there.
Yeah, completely.
That's how extreme it's gonna get. But I mean, something like that could actually happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And people can believe, and people will be like, no, that didn't happen. You can prove it.
Well, now that you can take a photo, something that's still, and give it life, that's terrifying, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more than just a photo. It might be a whole scan of the damn figure or something.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Say, go back to your idea of the teacher. Say you got a picture of the gym coach and the all-star athlete in high school. 5 years ago, when they took the picture, everybody knew the situation. But oh, wait a minute, there's a video that goes with that all of a sudden, but it's that same picture just modified now.
Every single election from here on out.
So listen, I haven't done it yet, but I use Power Director to edit my videos. And Power Director just released a whatever you call it, like a patch or whatever, like a new thing where I can take a picture of me, put it beside a picture of Luke Skywalker, and we will turn around and give each other a high five.
That's it. I'm checking that out later on.
I want to do that. I'm going to use that.
I haven't done anything yet because YouTube has the thing where it says, have you digitally altered any content?
Right.
When you're uploading
TK, what's up?
Yeah. So I don't want to mess with it, but dude, that's how easy it is. I could be having a conversation with Luke Skywalker in my video.
That's it. I'm done, man. I'm gonna have a conversation with Luke Skywalker.
Right.
We're like, what's in that blue milk, Luke? What's in that blue milk?
Right. I was going to ask you, what version of Luke Skywalker? Pre-throwing the lightsaber or after throwing his lightsaber?
I'm an EU guy, so I'm definitely going to go with EU Luke. Not in film, I guess Empire Strikes Back Luke is probably my favorite. I found the diminishing returns kept coming after that.
I ain't gonna lie.
Kept him mascot to the Last Jedi. He wasn't even I don't know what he was, but he wasn't Luke Skywalker.
The man who laughs. What's up, brother?
I don't even get started on any of those last three. You know what the last three did? They made the prequel look better. They made the prequel look way better. I was like,
Did you guys watch the Kenobi show?
I did.
Hell yeah.
I only watched. I don't think I finished it. I don't remember watching him and Vader fighting, but I know I watched like at least 2 or 3 episodes. Now, did it did it conclude nicely, or did it kind of was like, meh, all right?
I thought it finished well. You know, like listen. My thing is if you had asked me, and obviously you could tell by my name and my background, I'm a Star Wars shill. I love and breathe Star Wars. I will say this: if you'd asked me 20 years ago if I was going to complain about getting new content, I'm not going to complain ever about getting new content. It might not be always a home run, but it is what it is. And there's moments that I think are great. And that goes even for the Acolyte, had Dark Plagueis in it, and moments where you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But then, of course, there are moments where you're like, God, this is so intolerably bad.
Yeah.
Right? It just, you take it. But there was, I thought it concluded. Listen, I thought the fight between Kenobi and Vader was one of the better. It certainly was better than the original fight between old Kenobi and Darth Vader.
Sure.
Right? Like, if you look at that lightsaber fight today, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Right, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I remember watching it. I remember watching that as a kid, but I was, way past the time when that movie was out in theaters. But I saw way more action in movies before I saw that film. And I just remember thinking, man, when they get to that fight scene, that's going to be really cool. And then they get to it and it's like, me and my brother have like better fights than that, and we're 7.
Exactly. Right. So
but it's still impactful because you know what that fight means. It doesn't have to be a battle. It just means something more than that.
That's right. Yeah. So, listen, that's the same. Like I've been hearing, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that the new Daredevil is really slow and that a lot of people are complaining about it. Now, I don't know if it's the same creative team as the original shows, but, again, it's, there's going to be moments you're going to love, moments you're going to hate. But, they're trying to tell a story. I think the problem is that there are too many interests at the studios now. You got too many people saying, oh, make sure you Easter egg this and make sure it ties into that. And let them, which is what makes Andor so great. Andor isn't tied into anything other than Tony Gilroy's vision. Right? It's a singular vision. He's telling a singular story. And sure, it connects into one of the prequels, but it really isn't bound the way the other movies are bound. So that's what makes it so good. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't want to throw spoilers out there because if you do watch Daredevil, I don't want to ruin it. But it does have moments. There was a specific episode, I think it was 5, where the whole episode takes place in one location. And to me, all it was to introduce another MCU character that we've already seen, just for the sake of mentioning that character's name and maybe potentially seeing them. Because that episode is going to have 0 impact going forward, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I don't see that. That is a huge filler of an episode. It was fun. I liked it because it did have some cool elements to it. But overall, when you have a series that's only 9 episodes long, you really can't have a 45-minute filler.
Yeah, you're right, man. No, you're absolutely right, dude. And that's what I hate about the Disney serial format right now is you got 30 to 35 minutes in the Star Wars universe, 30 to 35 minutes, and out of 9 episodes, you get 6 fillers. You're like, dude, who's in control here?
Right.
Like,
100%. But the last episode of Daredevil, number 7, right? No, 6? Yeah, 6. Man, again, I'm not going to spoil, but the ending of that rough shot, did you watch it?
Yeah, I'm fully caught up on Daredevil.
Holy shit, man. Those 2 fights that were happening at the same time.
Well, in a nutshell, this is the underlying theme for this whole season of Daredevil. From watching it and soaking it in, I'm like, all right, Daredevil hung up the mask because Froggy died. A year goes by after that. He ain't wearing the suit no damn more. Kingpin done became mayor. I'm spoiling shit. If anybody's listening ain't watched this shit, y'all.
Yes, you haven't watched it. Yeah.
Anyway, I ain't about the damn spoilers because I will watch shit. I don't care how much I know. I will watch it if I want to watch it. You can tell me the whole fucking Star Wars, man. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I'm the same way.
You know, I'm gonna watch it. You can spoil all you fucking want. I'm still, if I'm interested, I'm gonna watch.
100%.
But man, Kingpin becomes fucking mayor of New York. Epic, which is epic, to be honest with you. He's having problems with his wife because he got shot in the face in Echo or at the end of Hawkeye.
I think it was the end of Hawkeye and then that leads into Echo or something like that, right? Yeah.
So he disappeared. He left his wife, man. He didn't let nobody know what the fuck. He just whatever. He left and then he came back. He just came back and that was it. And you have two stories going on. Both of them are kind of classic comic book stories. Daredevil hung it up, and now he's going through shit, and it's dragging him back in. Y'all have to excuse my little girl up here. Decided she's going to lick my bald head. Anyway, yeah. So Daredevil. I mean, and they're taking a long time doing it, but that's it. It's the whole season about Daredevil going back to being Daredevil.
Going back, yeah.
And
exactly.
The other story is the Kingpin, who can't stand being the mayor. He hates fucking politics.
Oh, you can just see it. Yeah.
Run it like he wants to run it. And that's what you saw at the end was both of them getting back to their roots. And they took forever to do it. They should have did it by episode 3. They should have did it by episode 3. But that's what it is. It's the old classic thing. I've seen it with some, older, 80s, 90s characters where they hung it up. And they got to get talked back into it or something happens and they get dragged back into it. And that's what they're doing. I did like, biggest spoiler of all, I did like the scene where Kingpin ripped his jacket and his wife said, was talking about it. And he was like, yeah, I've been putting on a little bit more weight. And now that's what I want to see. Let's go fat, boy. Let's go
I'm
fat.
so glad you said that because and I'm not saying it in a negative way because I know since season 3 to right now, it's been 7 years. So these guys are obviously going to age in that time and they're going to look different in ways. Vincent D'Onofrio definitely has lost some weight in his face and stuff like that. He doesn't look as full out as he did, in previous seasons. Again, time will get all of us. So I'm glad they added that into this as a story element, saying he is getting bigger. Because I kept saying, I'm like, he just doesn't look intimidating at moments, but to say he's getting bigger and to show it, I appreciate that very much going forward.
And man, shout out to that dude, man. I've always, since Full Metal Jacket, when I first laid eyes on him, that dude he's awesome, and he does awesome for Kingpin. I like his, he's not the biggest guy in the room, but I mean, the acting helps, man. Shit.
And especially when you see the scene where he just is beating the shit out of that guy. I mean, he takes that axe and just crushes it in half. And I'm like, okay, he's a monster. He is a monster.
Well, they never, I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but I mean, they haven't really explored Kingpin and what he did. The training, he's got training. He ain't a motherfucker that just figured, just decided, I'm gonna watch some damn Billy Blank's video and know how to do Taibo. No,
Billy Blank's
gonna, they should go back and show like who the fuck trained this dude.
That's why when I wanted to jump into your live last night, but I was like, no, I got to go to bed. When you and Astray were talking about the action figure of him, and all I could think of, even when I rewatched it this morning, I'm like, yeah, I remember reading a comic book and Kingpin saying he's like 600 pounds and 598 pounds of him are muscle and 2 pounds of them are fat.
Yeah.
But then, and I remember specifically as that panel was going across, they're showing him without, he's in like a sumo diaper almost, but he's training. Yeah. And literally, that's all I could think of. I was like, oh, man, if they would just show that scene specifically. There we go.
Sorry, I had to. I'm getting a marketplace deal on my phone, and I was like, oh, so
hey, you're good, man. You're good.
What was supposed to be tomorrow, I think, is tonight. But
TKD
when you get them, right? Sorry.
No, you're
Nah,
good,
You
Colin.
good, man. You good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I crashed out of my own life here, a little while ago for about 5 minutes, so you're good.
You guys familiar with the Japanese Bandai samurai Star Wars figures? They're really cool.
Wait. I feel like someone has shown them, or we've talked about them, or something.
Yeah,
That
I'm
sounds
sure.
familiar. I'm gonna put you on blast so we can see.
It's like this. I don't know if that's
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
You
Darth
good?
Maul.
Good.
Hell yeah.
yeah. So they've got about 15 or 16 of them. They got Vader, all the troopers. It's mostly troopers. Star Wars loves their troopers.
Now,
Oh,
is that
of course.
his face or is that a helmet?
Yeah, that's his face, dude. Isn't that cool?
Ah, that's sick.
That's very cool.
It's like a cannibal or some craziness like that going on. All right.
Yeah. It's so these go for they retail in Canada for about $130 each. And
Wait a
this,
minute. Ho. Stop the. You said wait a minute. You say $130. You say 130.
130.
Okay, 130. All right. No, I was already making plans. We were making plans on moving all of a sudden.
Yeah. I could hear it in the voice.
So about 80 USD, each. And
Okay.
this guy locally is selling. So I've got 7 of the 18 of them. He's selling.
I hope so, Frank.
He's selling the other 11 for basically $20 or $30 per figure.
Wow.
And he's motivated to sell. So this is every now and then on Marketplace, I tell you, right? You find a diamond in the rough and you're just like, and you never know what people are motivated to do. I've only had good experiences with Marketplace.
But the shipping from here to there is hell.
Oh, but even though if you're getting something for that, I mean, if you're still getting a deal, you're still getting a deal.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're still getting a deal even with the shipping. It doesn't matter.
So I'm gonna go meet up with him in a parking lot this evening. And
no.
Oh, wait a minute.
No. I'll take it back. Where I'm from. The instant you said that, I was like, nope, I'm bringing my gun.
I've literally only ever met up with one person like on a marketplace to go get something. And I was totally sketched out like upon arrival. Cause I'm like, man, what if like we're at a Walmart, we're outside of the Walmart, but what if, just the what if moment. And, but it actually worked out. They were like $80 wrestling tickets and they sold them to me for like $30-$35 or something like that. So I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So
now let me not knock the marketplace. Most people are legit. So
yeah. We have the strictest gun laws in the world, along with Australia. Like if you own a gun in Canada, it has to be stored in a separate room that has to be no less than 500 yards away from the bullets. So that normally means you're storing So you can't have the
You got to run to get the gun. You got to run to get the bullets. Shit.
Yeah.
You said 500 yards.
It's crazy,
Wow.
dude. 500 yards might be an exaggeration, but normally what it is, it's still got to be like if your gun is in the basement, for the sake of argument, your bullets have to be at least on the 2nd or 3rd floor.
Damn.
So they can't be in the same room, and we have to register. I have a lot of friends that go to shooting ranges, and they have to register the route that they take when they're going to the shooting range has to be registered with the provincial police here. So so if my gun range is 80 kilometers that way, I've got to tell them exactly the route I take every time I go there, and they have a record of that. It's listen, I mean, our violent crime is probably a little better. I mean, it happens everywhere, but one thing we don't see a lot of here is death by gun in the numbers, of course, that you would see. But I will say this, I was just in Texas, and one thing I loved about the open carry states is I didn't see a single reported gun crime in the 4 days that I was there. Because if you know somebody's packing, you're not fucking with that guy.
Right.
Ooh.
Are you from Ireland or some shit?
No, he said Canada.
I know he's from Canada, but he could have made his way from Ireland. Hell.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't say no. I said no.
No, I'm asking because you sound Irish as fuck.
Oh, I'm French.
French.
it's gonna say French.
Parlez-vous français?
Je suis français, oui, c'est ma première langue.
Oh hell no! Wait a minute, I failed French. Fuck that shit. We
You're
done.
right. You speaking Spanish and now you speaking French. What the hell?
All the Latin languages.
Listen,
Virgos.
no, I took French in college because I just didn't want to take, something my mama took, but I ended up getting her French professor that she had in college. So I caught hell and I failed.
Oh my God.
I had my mama's same African American study professor that she had in college. I was like, man, y'all full of shit. Y'all cannot compare me to my mama. I really did. And I legit had F's in both of those classes because they compared me to my mom. Like,
no.
Yeah. No, we don't know. My mama was an angel. I'm not her.
No. We are not our parents.
No, that's for sure.
No.
What's the thing?
I got it. I had to tell my story. I didn't know I was dealing with a Frenchman. Shit. Damn it. I got to look my French book in the back.
Well, yeah, so it's like, listen, I'll tell you this. It's pretty funny out here when you hear in fact, it's so backwards out here in a way, not backwards, but it's so different gun law wise that if you shoot somebody protecting your home, they will charge you.
Wait, what? Oh, no.
That sounds like an American thing too, though.
No,
right? You'll end up getting charged, and it's kind of like
Frank's stupid. Frank is dumb.
Yeah. No, usually, no, it isn't like that here. You shoot somebody. If somebody's in your house and you shoot them and they don't belong there, like somebody broke in and you shoot them, man. Yeah, I mean, you'll have. I'm pretty sure you'll have your gun by the end of the investigation.
Right.
I'll say this.
Right.
I'll say this. Nobody got shot, but I will say from a personal experience that happened moderately recently, there was an incident where an individual that I'm closely connected to was harming a child, like physically.
Oh no.
Oh.
I intervened and restrained the adult that was doing this to the child. I got arrested for endangerment of the welfare of a child.
Oh no.
Isn't that crazy?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Everything got reversed and it got settled because there was enough to show that wasn't the truth. But in that moment,
to that point,
that officer dictated who was the threat and said it was me, which was insane. So when I said it sounds like an American thing, I joke, but I also am like, I don't know. It's like a double-headed coin. I don't know.
Oh, it's hard.
You are relying
on the two-faced coin.
It's certain places. It's everywhere. The world is not as foreign as we think it is because we all relate in many ways.
Exactly.
Everything is just a little less or a little bit more in certain places.
Correct. That's well said. Yeah.
Now
enough about that. Like, okay, who else picked up some good stuff this week? Because
I wanted to ask, just money-wise with Canada, when I don't know enough of like what the currency switches over to. So like, what is the currency difference between like American dollars and the Canadian dollars? Like,
so right now it's terrible.
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
So right now it's about 50 cents on the dollar. So that dragon that I bought from Mythic Legions cost me literally 200% the price. I doubled.
Wow.
That was for real.
And so it's and even when I went to Texas, I went to Dallas Vintage Toys, and I would have bought a lot more. But as I was looking at it, I was thinking, this isn't a deal. Like I'm like a Starbucks here. I think people complain we go like $7 for a coffee. Well, that's $7 for me in the US is like $15. So I'm buying $15 Starbucks in the morning and thinking, what the fuck is going on here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
wow.
It's but
when did a cup of coffee become $15?
Yeah, exactly, right. And my wife,
do I want a cup of coffee or do I want a toy for Rashad? Let me get that cup of coffee today.
Yeah, hell no.
Well, what is a pot of coffee then? Or not a pot, but like a can of coffee, like a regular can, I guess.
If I bought a can of coffee over there, I don't know. I mean, my wife's Jamaican, and we kind of do the Jamaican Blue Mountain thing, which is Jamaica's probably the only place our dollar is good.
Right.
And see now there goes the other thing too, because I know Jamaica is known for its fine coffee.
Oh yeah, Blue Mountain coffee.
So there's a whole different. That's a whole different
thing.
Right.
That's a different game.
Yes. The best.
See, I don't drink coffee at all. So when I hear like $15 for a cup, or yeah, for a Starbucks, I'm thinking, Jesus, like if that's $15, how much is a can of it? It's got to be like $30 or something. I don't know.
You
so
don't drink
fumbling,
coffee?
so that means you can make a good beef patty, dog.
Oh my God! Listen, I
We
mean,
all
listen.
about the beef patties.
Jerk chicken, curry chicken,
Hmm.
goat. I mean, yeah,
You lost me at the goat. You lost me at goat.
No, I'll eat that.
I'm gonna tell you something. If it was the zombie apocalypse, we might have another conversation. But I'm gonna be honest. I never had it, so I can't knock it. I never had it.
Oxtail? Have you ever had an oxtail?
Oxtail is expensive as giraffe pussy, as somebody told me.
Oh Lord.
No.
That's what somebody told me. They said the oxtail price down here, that's how expensive it is. But I eat oxtails. I grew up eating oxtails, so I mean I like that. But then I really want some real deal poutine. Like for real.
This is the best.
With oxtail. How do you eat oxtail? Is it something you can like eat, or is it like a
so what they do is
go ahead,
tail. They cut the tail, they segment the tail, and then you put it in a stew.
That's
kind of like a
thinking.
sausage, kind of like a sausage almost.
Like
how you would...
correct. It's fall off the bone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, I would give that a go. I love that kind of stuff.
I know you eating good in your house, child.
Well,
very
good. I have to say.
You got French and Jamaican. Lord have mercy.
I tell you what, though, if you guys ever make it down to Florida, you will see gator tail on the menu.
Yes, gator tail is good as hell.
Is it good? I had
Doom on you. He got the burner in the way. What you go do?
Fried gator tail. Let me tell you.
Okay.
What's up, Frank?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Frank,
I swear to God, I thought it was a silver damn jacket. I had to adjust my eyes. I was like, what the fuck, Frank got on? I was like, he on the mothership.
He wearing his gang colors.
Frank
he's gonna start flashing gang signs any second now.
South Cali colors.
TKD for the
win.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh man.
So
I'm hungry. Shit.
Before I get off the rails, I know Roughshod, you saw him and you talked a little bit on your channel, but did you guys see all the Avenger names that were coming out for the Doomsday?
Well, I saw the pictures that they were dropping and I was like, oh my God.
We got an extra one.
I'm like, how much is this? It's just going to be flashes.
Okay,
so many.
27.
The stream they did.
See Patrick Stewart and Magneto. I was like, oh shit. But
well, they did.
I was like, what the fuck?
They did a stream. The Man Who Laughs sent it to me, and I had no idea about it. But Marvel did it was like a 5.5 hour live stream.
Yeah.
Where it started at like 8 o'clock and then ended at whatever time, and it was literally, like you said, Fumbling. It was 27 chairs. It was like 12 minutes of the camera resting on each chair. And then when it would transition into the next chair, you'd hear someone walk in, set the chair down. They would play the music for, whatever character. It was a cool idea, but it could have been a 20-minute video.
Rebecca Romaine is coming back. Okay.
Yeah, they got the names that they threw out there.
Downey Jr. They got Chris Hemsworth. They got the real Loki, of course, Professor X and Magneto.
Oh, you're going
for days. Captain America.
They got Alan Cummings coming back. For
that's all his name.
Yes,
Mr. Fantastic.
That's actually kind of cool.
Mr. Fantastic. What is it? Nightcrawler.
That blew my mind.
Shang-Chi guy coming back. Shang-Chi coming.
Yeah. But here's my question. You guys might know better than me because I'm not a huge Marvel guy. But does this mean, is it meant to be like a 2-part set? Like you can't have 27 people in one.
Hell, you can't.
I don't. I think they're going for that Secret Wars storyline,
right? But I think
this is a catalyst to it.
I think there's going to be something in between because. This is just me throwing my comic book theory and stuff. Is that Kaz?
The dude.
Oh yeah, you gonna paint him?
Is that the dude?
Oh shit.
That's cool. But this is me just spitballing with no idea of if they will. But I think with the introduction of the X-Men being thrown in with an Avengers movie, I think it's going to come to some interlock where The X-Men want to get rid of Doom. Everybody wants to get rid of Doom, but I think they're going to try to come together and have X-Men versus the Avengers or something like that, because that's a huge moment in comic books.
Yeah.
And for that not to be some kind of moment in a movie, I think is kind of strange, especially when you're introducing all of these characters essentially for the first time in this universe. So yeah, and then I've heard that there's going to be a round 2 of reveals, which
This is just
Which-
the beginning of the whole setup of like a new end game. That's all this
Hey,
is.
Right.
Right.
I see. Okay.
The only thing that I want to have happen, I don't give a shit about how they do it because they're not going to be able to do it right. It's going to need its own movie. But man, if you're going to put the X-Men and you're going to bring in the Avengers, easiest way to get them all on board together is you swing for the fucking fence.
yeah,
You put the Hulk, you put Wolverine in fucking Canada, British Columbia, wherever the fuck
Yeah,
up
man.
there.
yeah,
And you have them go at it, and that's what brings them together.
Yeah.
Have Wolverine and the Hulk fucking fight. Shit.
go all in, 100%.
All in fucking, yes.
You tell them, baby.
That's
No,
what you
he's
do.
100% right. You have to go. Like, I don't want these names just to be cash grabs and eye catching and be like, ooh, look who we got. You need to go all in with this shit. Show us. I think the X-Men that they announced, if you guys have seen the Marvels, the one with all 3 of the Captain Marvel girls,
Mm-hmm.
at the very end of that, they show,
Beast.
they show Beast.
Yeah.
I forgot
And
what the other
Kelsey
girl's name
Grammer.
was.
Kelsey
Yeah.
Grammer.
So I think that universe is where all those X-Men are going to come from. And that they're going to be like the animated versions, like from the X-Men 97. You're going to see James Marsden in the blue and the yellow. You're going to see Nightcrawler in the black and red. You're going to see Mystique in her all white dress with the little skull headdress. You're going to see Magneto in the purple and red. But I think
Internet.
Doom,
Look up
he might be from that universe
sure.
and fuck shit up there so bad and come over here and want to do the same thing that the X-Men are like, we got to stop him. But it has to be a juxtaposition of, it can't just be Infinity War again, where the Guardians meet up with Doctor Strange and then they're like, oh, let's just be friends all of a sudden. I want to see these two entities be like, no, wait a minute. You guys are superheroes. We're mutants. There's this weird impasse here. But it just seems like so much in one movie.
Yeah, and you know how many roles do you think Pedro
in one
Pascal is
movie
going to play?
though? It's got to be
Sorry, go ahead.
spread out because they're also
It has to.
talking
Right,
about
it's too
the
much.
Hulk and the Wolverine, like Hulk versus Wolverine. I think they hinted that might be the Henry Cavill
That's it. Right there.
Wolverine to fight the Hulk in that one. And
No,
do
that's
that
Incredible
story.
Hulk 181. My bad.
I'm
You're
okay
gonna
with that.
Also, be building up this whole
X-Men
thing, which I think they're going to lead
cover.
with. After
Yeah.
like they all fight Doctor Doom,
Look
but
at the cover of this
World War Hulk is going to happen.
poster for
So
Doom.
nice.
Hulk is still going to be a bad guy at some point where they try and get rid of him again, and
Queen
then
Bee.
that whole thing happens.
That's a good.
That
could be a good,
that one, Frank. That World War Hulk.
Does that go into Planet Hulk? Is that like the same kind of
Planet
thing?
Hulk,
Yeah.
then World War Hulk,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then it was Red Hulk, but now they have Red Hulk before.
Right. So it's.
I don't know. You might be able to pick up that story. Maybe Planet Hulk. They go back in time a little bit. Before Thor showed up and show what transpired with Hulk, how he came to be there, and that whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Might be able to go Planet Hulk with that a little bit, but not fully.
Now, did they have in She-Hulk, didn't it end with like Hulk introducing his son to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you'd have to really shoehorn it and just let the fans believe this is what's actually happening.
Shoehorn
Couldn't you start, let's say,
Man, please
Planet
don't-
Hulk or World War Hulk, whatever title you want to go with, however you do the story, saying, well, at the end of She-Hulk, Hulk, his son, and She-Hulk all went back to Sakaar because, they were needed there. Hulk has started to live there. He was a hero there as the gladiator. He's now like the king of that planet. Again, you really have to make it believable because you're skipping out on so many details that actually make that story good. But
Oh,
and
God.
then but how do you he has to come back fully raged and pissed off at the
Yeah, right,
Avengers.
you're
And how do
funny.
you do that at this point?
Because they already skipped the fact that Scar came to Earth. And it was
Yeah.
supposed to be that when they were going to the ship, it blew up and it supposedly killed his son and the wife.
Yes.
Right.
And then that's when he got all pissed off and came back over and
Exactly.
destroyed everybody.
But this
So
is,
you gotta
and
do
this is the
something.
problem with
Yeah.
both Marvel and even Star Wars is they've made it such an inside thing now
Yeah.
that like the casual fan, like my wife, God bless her, she literally said to me, I have no idea what you like, why you like this stuff. I'm watching it in the timeline they have on Disney. And Disney has it all in timeline. She watched every movie in time order. And she still had a million questions that I couldn't answer because if you haven't read all these stories, there's so many gaps.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, you have to wonder, like, just they would have been better off to sever the cord and reboot the universe and do something new than to bring back the old and already seen. Like bringing back Robert Downey Jr. is, in my opinion, one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen a studio make.
I agree.
Big remote.
It's to me.
Remote.
Well, we got to see
it's a
how that's
cool-
going to really work out, though. Like, is
Well-
it Doctor Doom is using his look to fool people, or I don't know what.
Do you think that's what it is? That's what I've
I
heard.
don't know.
I've heard
See,
it was like-
okay.
It's
Now,
not
if you
Tony
guys-
Stark, right?
If you guys watch the live stream of that announcement at the very end, Robert Downey Jr. walks in, sits in a chair, and he does like this quiet motion and then points to the other chairs. I've read way too much into that moment of like, why is he doing that? What a weird gesture to do. Is that storytelling of being like, hey, don't tell these guys that I'm going to be the new face of the bad guy and they're going to see Iron Man, but not know it's not really Iron Man? So
maybe because Doom has Doom bots, right? So that could be like,
Yeah, there's a story there, right, Frank?
you know,
where it's
you
like
could
it's been
take
done in
that
the comics.
Iron Man, I don't know, Tony Stark look, and it's just to like get people all crazy about it. I guess I don't know.
And man,
just
it could be, hey, for all we know, in the end, it could be the fucking Beyonder. Shit.
Yeah,
for real,
in the end,
he
it could be the fuck, it could be the Beyonder in the end.
But I
you
do,
know how this all goes, right? The whole like even non-superhero movies, whatever they're based on, like other movies where they were made books of first, and they translate to movies. They're never exact.
No.
They're never.
no.
exact.
No, of course not. No.
It just,
And I think, you
it's
know what,
more
they need-
hardcore with superhero stuff that people think it should be like the comic, no matter what. But there's other things that factor in, or they just have opinion, difference of opinion of what should be going on the screen versus comic and all that other stuff.
Well, Frank, and this is my argument. My argument is that if you want to make it for the lay person, then stick it to the late, like keep it at that level, but don't give hardcore fans, and I'm not a hardcore fan, so I don't know all these stories that you do, but don't give them flashes of characters that just then confuse, and you start thinking, okay, but that guy is supposed to be from this world and this universe, and it's supposed to place in this guy, and before this guy, and after that guy, and now suddenly you're pissing off your hardcore fans.
Yeah, by
And-
laying Easter
I'm,
eggs.
I'm not
Right.
hardcore. I know some things, and it's like sometimes I have to talk through it to remember all the like what happened in the comic.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess the thing is, and I know it's hard for hardcore comic guys or girls to leave the comic out of it and just watch the movie for what they show it
That's
for.
it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
just if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And then you have that, oh, they did this because of this, or it was from the comics, but they didn't show it all, or they
See, I'm
skipped it because of whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm in
Agree.
agreement. Because with the Doom thing with Robert Downey Jr., the only thing I have a negative thought is like until I see the movie, until I see the reason why they brought him to be Doom specifically, I just feel like it's lazy because it's right.
Yeah.
And I feel like Marvel, and this is
always
my
a
own
problem.
this is my own agenda. I feel like Marvel knows they've kind of been on a downward slope. So they were like, we got to do something cool, drastic, whatever.
Where's
But
Spider-Man?
again, there could be a reason why
He won't come later.
Robert Downey Jr. has to be Doctor Doom instead of, X actor playing,
Because they couldn't
actual.
find an actor for Doom.
But the
Right.
great,
And then on
no,
that
but to-
note, though, do you think, I think this would be cool, and this isn't because it has to be to the comic book, but Doctor Doom wears that helmet for a reason. He was a handsome looking dude. He gets all disfigured and wears the helmet on top of being, this maniacal overlord, essentially. I would think it would be cool if Robert Downey Jr. was in all like prosthetics, like how Colin Farrell was for the Penguin. And you got the actor, not the face, to be Doom. Because he's a great actor, but
I would do the opposite. If Downey is the face or in the whatever, I would pull a Star Wars and just use someone else's voice over that. But
I always thought that too.
Having Robert Downey under the mask and then you're going to revoice him doesn't matter, or it doesn't make sense if they did that. So I don't know if he's just going to have, when he has the mask on, is it really his voice, or are they going to do something else with it?
But I thought
Right.
when Ace, it's funny Ace said that because I literally had that thought last night. I thought maybe we're all expecting to see Robert Downey Jr.'s face, but he's going to be in so much prosthetic.
yeah.
You're not even, that it's not going to be, it's just the actor, not Tony Stark, right?
Or it's not even him at all.
Right.
It's going to be CG of him.
Right.
And then it just, he goes, Robert Downey is not physically in the movie. It's just
Right.
some CG before the mask is fully there, and then he's gone and it's somebody else's voice or an actor under the the helmet.
I
Have you
always
seen
thought,
the deal? Have you seen the deal they signed? Have you seen the
No.
deal he signed for this movie?
I don't even want to know. I'm going to puke if you say it.
Well,
Dude.
it's 20+ million. I mean,
Oh, no, no, no,
anytime you're
it's-
dealing with him.
No, way past that. Way
Yeah.
past that rough shot. And not only that, private jets, like all sorts of, like, they are literally, they're so desperate right now. Like, if this fails, it's going to be money. Like, it could sink the studio, right? Like, they're putting so much into this thing right now. It's crazy, dude.
Well, he was the first to make the billions of dollars in this whole thing, so they're riding
Yep.
him as long as they can.
Just like Aaron Eckhart said in The Dark Knight, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself as the villain. And Robert Downey Jr. has literally encapsulated that statement 1,000,000%.
Yeah. Well, he'll do a good job, whatever part
Yeah.
he's playing in it. I don't know what the deal is with him looking like Doom.
Mhm.
Like Frank says, it could be a life model decoy. It could be a Doom bot. Yeah, who the hell knows what's going on?
I personally think that's what it really will end up being, but who knows?
I
What's
think
that,
it'd be
Frank?
cool.
What's that?
What do you think it's going to be?
I
Sir?
think he's like a Robert Downey's, Tony Stark's face as a Doom bot is what it's going to be more of first, because Doom sending in the decoys so he can find out what's going on.
Yes.
Then the real Doom will come later, kind of like what was
The Mandarin.
yeah, kind of like that, but you're using Tony Stark's face on a robot body.
Yeah,
To-
the fuck with
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. To make everyone react, in a crazy way and be like, what the hell's going on? And then the real Doom, the real evil will come. And, and then you got that build up from probably Fantastic Four and Galactus, all that stuff too, right?
Who's the maestro? Who's the maestro?
That will be the Incredible Hulk as in the future.
Yeah. Older Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Angry. Very angry.
He loses his hair, goes white. He's got the little
He's got the
side-
Hulk Hogan hairdo,
bun.
but all white.
Is that right?
With the
Yeah,
beard.
got a big
Basically,
white beard.
basically it's like Hogan, except he's green.
Is that right?
He's Frank's got a figure of him. He's really badass.
And they call him the maestro?
Yeah.
Yep.
By that time, that's what they call him.
Oh,
No fucking
Where the hell?
way. That's
trying to put it on
crazy.
blast here.
Go
There we
big
go.
And I believe that's because if my understanding is he can't turn back the Banner anymore, right?
Right.
Banner's dead.
Oh,
Or
so he's like
either that or he
permanently.
didn't want to because he wanted to stay as the
Yeah.
because he's in the future and he's like killing off people or something.
But I think he's
Yep.
not. He's like not physically able to go back because I think if he does, that's gonna be it.
Yeah, because then he'll probably just die.
No
Yeah.
kidding. So he's permanently the Hulk in the future.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't
Basically.
remember the exact story.
And he's like a tyrannical warlord almost, because even the Avengers fight him and stuff like that.
It's just
Well, whoever's left from the Avengers, I'll say that.
he continues to live up to his moniker that he is the strongest there is.
Yeah.
Outside of the
That's
MCU.
He is the strongest.
Wasn't
no matter
Maestro
what.
before the whole Planet Hulk and World War Hulk though?
Oh, there's a very good
Yeah.
possibility.
I don't
Yeah.
remember
That
when
introduction. Yeah.
happened.
I actually saw the Maestro in the first time I bore witness to the Maestro was in a old Marvel animated thing, the Next Avengers.
Let me
Was
get
it-
my encyclopedia here.
And they had him in there because he ended up having to fight Ultron. He
I
didn't
heard they
want
want to bring him back too.
He'll survive because he's like Brainiac. Only a piece has to survive, and that's
Ultra.
it.
What was the thing you said he fought Ultron? What was that, Roughshod?
Oh, the animated movie. It was called Next Avengers, where they
Oh,
were
where it
dealing
was
with
there was the kids of
yes,
that was actually awesome. And it wasn't Maestro, but it was the Maestro look.
look,
And I actually
yeah,
liked that where Banner was hiding in the like desert caves and
yeah. He didn't
Yeah.
want to do anything anymore. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to get angry.
and he
I
turned
think I
all
have that.
gray, that look of the Maestro, and he beat the crap out of.
Yeah,
It was a good one. I
it
liked
was. They put the kids in there, and I think a lot of people saw that and said, "Oh, it's Kitty." But the story they had with Ultron was fucking. That shit was awesome. Everybody was dead except the Hulk and Ultron and the kids.
That's cool.
Well, and then who was the baby? Well, it was Iron Man, and then
He had
Hawkeye.
Ultron had Iron Man like locked up, and all Ultron wanted to do was just show him taking over the world. He was like, "This is what you get. You get to see me taking over."
Nice.
But yeah, they put the kids in there, man. I think that's a little nugget people didn't give much attention to. But the story was awesome.
Now, listen, I was like that with, I have to admit, I was like that with Clone Wars and Rebels, in that I was like, oh, these are kids shows. And then as I started watching, I was like, well, these are not for kids at all, right? Like, I mean, there are people getting impaled, and then like you're just like, oh shit. You're like, okay, you're like, I can dig this.
Yeah.
Right? But so I guess this is the same thing with this, right? Ultra, or what was it called? Avengers Ultra?
Next Avengers.
Next Avengers, right?
Yeah,
so
it came out. Oh man, early 2000s, somewhere in there.
Yeah, they have
Early.
I have it somewhere. I was just gonna try to find it. They have it on Blu-ray. It's on like a 3-pack of like other Marvel movies too.
Mhm.
because
It's a good little story, man. It's a good one-time watch. I mean, you know what? I say it's better than Craven.
Oh,
I will not. I don't know if I could say that. I liked Craven.
Listen, I like the guy.
Hey,
I like
the guy, the character and all that. I loved. I love what they did with Rhino. I love
Yeah,
how they tried to put Calypso in there.
Yeah,
I just think the introduction of that dude was not. You put him in a fucking Spider-Man movie.
yeah.
See, but that's the thing. The things that you just said you loved, there was enough of those little things for me to enjoy the movie like that. But I agree.
Yeah, and the chameleon.
I agree.
I did like the chameleon angle as well.
Yes.
You know?
I wish. I mean, there's a bunch of things I would have changed in that movie, but one of the things that annoyed the piss out of me is he does the Russian accent like the whole beginning of the movie when he's in prison. And then as soon as he
Cool,
goes into the
Ultra.
English accent, I'm like, man, he loses this vibe to him of this. I don't know, just that accent with his look. I was like, yeah, he's like a big badass Russian that probably sleeps in a snowbank or something like that. But then once he started talking American, I'm like, oh, he just sounds like us. And I guess, I mean, he's still cool, but he's just meh.
Which is
kind
weird
of lost
because
the
Aaron
character.
Johnson is very, very English. He's very British,
Yeah.
right? Like he's super,
Yeah.
you know.
I have always found it amazing how British actors are able to just sound American. Period.
Like that. Yeah.
Like instantly, like instant.
Yeah, so
My man
apparently-
from The Walking Dead, man.
Yeah,
All of
yes,
them.
Andrew
I'm
Lincoln.
like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
man.
That
Yeah,
dude,
man.
I'm like, I was like, he's what? I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
he sounds like what? I'm like, no. I was like,
Yeah.
You know,
Even
when
what
you
was
hear
that movie?
that
Okay,
different is the like any kind of like band that's from England when they sing, they don't sound British usually until they say specific words, but
That's
when
right.
they're rocking out or whatever, they just sound like us, you know.
Yeah.
or whatever. You can't really tell if they're British or whatever unless you read about it.
we all sound the same when we're jamming.
For real. Like I never knew when I was a kid and I first heard Ozzy and then I heard him talk. I was like, that's not the same guy that's singing, you know, Bark at the Moon. There's no way that's him. And, you know, lo and behold, it is.
First of all, if you hear Ozzy talk now, you'd be surprised.
Oh.
The guy.
Yeah,
Frank,
especially now. Yeah, for
Well,
sure
what-
now.
Breaking news.
Oh.
Virgo just realized that the Dodgers and the Braves are going to be playing, and she was like,
Uh-oh.
you're wearing that jacket," and she was like, she's getting upset.
All right, I'll go.
So that was cool. Was that
I'll just-
Ice Cube?
No,
that
don't
brought
do that.
the-
Hey, yeah.
Is that Ice Cube that brought the World Series?
He likes
trophy?
her Mookie though.
I love Mookie. Now that motherfucker can play. He can hit the ball. Mookie played for the damn Red Sox.
Yeah.
I've been a Mookie fan.
Red Sox was my grandmother's favorite team. That's the only baseball I ever really watched was when I would go to her house. Oh no, I'd watch my buddy. He always liked the Mets.
Anybody when he was playing with the Dodgers in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yep. We actually.
Man, I've been a Braves fan I came up when the Braves sucked. So
Mhm.
my expectations for the Braves are very low all the time. All the time. So when they do good, I'm like, great, finally they did something.
We already know.
Oh man, Chuckle Kaz.
That's cool, dude.
Oh shit.
Now you're gonna paint the head cat or of Kaz.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Okay,
See if that
cool.
works out.
He's got his special
If
glass.
Kaz likes it, I'll send it back to him. We can have a painted one because I guess he said he didn't want to try painting it.
That's cool.
No, he always said that he was too scared to. He
I would be too.
This is one of my like weak points of trying to custom paint, is the heads because it's like the eyes
real fine.
around that's going to be the hard part. So we'll see how that goes.
You get to
What do
use
you
your new
use
spectacles.
What do you use to get in on the eyes? Do you use like an actual paintbrush or do you use like a?
I've never really done a 1/12 scale head.
Yeah.
So I was using
Man.
brushes when I had the 4-inch Joes when I was trying to customize back then, but this time I think I'm going to try using acrylic.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I was gonna say. I think you should use a fine tip Sharpie for that one, because shoot.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll paint the eyes however I want first, and then if it goes over, I'll have to just adjust around the eyes, and hopefully that works out.
Right.
I don't think I still have anything. I don't think these markers are still fine enough to do it, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. I might have to ask Kaz to make the head a little bigger so I can put him on like a Masterverse body.
Oh, so you didn't print that,
Go
Frank?
scale it up a little.
No, Kaz did. He shipped that to me.
Oh, okay. I thought you printed. Okay.
No.
I don't know how many he's got. Kaz has got like 20 of them heads.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Kaz printed this for me.
Oh, that's cool. What's that called again? That's a Joe one.
Skyhawk.
Skyhawk.
Yep.
Or I forgot the legal term since we can't use that name since it's not.
I don't. You mentioned we were talking a little bit about Daredevil.
It's the Sky Eagle.
Something like that.
We were talking about Daredevil and then Craven. I'm going to put this up here real quick.
Yeah, man.
I forgot I had this behind me. The Man Who Laughs just gave me this. Calypso, right along with the Daredevil.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought that was pretty rad. And then Frank, I know you're a very humble individual, but I do have something here for you that I would like to give you as a gift. And no, it is not those Transformer things I showed you before. The Man Who Laughs gave this to me for my collection, but as I was looking through it, I was like, you know what? I think Frank really might appreciate this. I don't know the year on it, but this is definitely. Oh, let me take it out real quick. Hold on. It doesn't have a date on the back.
No, it just lost all of its value. No.
Oh, it's already been opened. 1986. So this was before I was even born.
Ooh.
Who you a baby?
He got him a damn. He got you. You got a.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
Shit!
But not only that, I will show you exactly what this is. I thought it was a comic book, but on the inside, it is literally an entire.
Oh, okay. So it's just like the blueprints or the file
Yeah,
cards of the vehicles and stuff.
An order of battle, and it's literally just like you said, like a little blueprint layout, the information on all the different vehicles and stuff. So I thought that was pretty damn cool, and it's something I appreciate. I definitely appreciate comic books and all of them, but I think someone else could appreciate it more. And if you would be so gracious to accept this after whatever it is you've sent me, it's all yours, man.
I appreciate that. I'll take that. That's cool.
All right, cool.
Frank,
I will.
Frank is like, I got blueprints for 3D printing. You just gave me a blueprint book.
Well, I've never seen like an actual.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know they make a bunch of different comic books for everything, but I've never actually seen like, I don't want to say an ordering catalog, but basically a catalog of all those original Joe vehicles. And I'm like, oh man,
what it reminds me of is the Who's Who that DC used to put out. It was like a little, like, you know, they would show characters, like a little encyclopedia of characters, basically. That's what it reminds me of.
It's cool, and it's number 4 of 4 issues. So it's something, if you ever are browsing around, there's more of these to look for.
And we're all just going to ignore that you said 1986 is prior to you being born like that. What? Yeah, thanks.
How do you ignore that if you bring it back up? Oh my God!
What?
It wasn't that when Return of the Jedi came out?
Yeah.
Who's confirming that?
Yeah.
1980s. Some of us were already in high school.
Oh
bro.
shit, y'all.
But he did. He also gave me these, which I'm not going to open. They are Comic-Con exclusive Batman and Superman comic books. I don't want to open them because I think that's pretty cool that they are exclusive and they're in their little black packages.
Yeah, the Action Comics is actually, that predates all of us.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. You found one that predates us all.
That's funny.
That's cool.
Wow. Okay.
As long as
y'all,
those blueprints don't show up in the.
Are you sure that's 100% legit, or do I need to get a disclaimer?
Right now.
We trying to confirm some information over here, y'all. We might have found some.
The G.I. Joe compendium books, like that box set of the 4 books that cover all the Joes that everybody was showing off this year. It's like a compendium.
Oh yeah, the Skybound stuff.
Yeah, like these huge volumes, like 4 of them, and come in this incredibly beautiful, like chest.
Yeah, and you can get either the G.I. Joe outside, like the outside version, or the Cobra version.
Cobra. Oh, dude.
I was just like, I'd rather just have. I know it'd be cool to have in hand, but just give me the digital.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge. I don't know what the cost on it was, but even as someone who wasn't a Joe fan, I thought like that's something I would put in my collection.
I think it was either $300 or $400 for the one of each set.
That's not bad, actually. In today's market,
it was a lot of stuff. Lot of stuff
in today's market.
Yeah. I remember back
Frank,
in the
because
day. What's up?
Because of you, Frank, I went down the rabbit hole of like wanting to order every single one of those They're awesome looking. Those extreme playset things are just like,
Oh,
wow.
no.
Oh my god.
I'm
Those
not
are
ordering any of them, but they're just the fact that those exist. It's like, man, that's as simple as it needs to
Now,
be.
give me a minute.
You mean
Okay.
these?
Yeah, those things. I mean,
Yeah.
they make a subway train.
Dude, they
Yes.
make a turtle layer.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
what?
have like
Yeah.
Yeah, they make like a
turtle
lab,
layer,
right? Yeah.
like a dojo. They do
Yeah.
Yep.
dojos. They got Egyptian.
Well, that's where I got the idea of what I'm doing. My little arts and crafts over here,
Yeah.
making my sewer pipes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do that. I can get cardboard. I have paper towel rolls. I can get boxes from work and paint
You
them.
got Amazon boxes, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Boxes.
Recycle that shit.
Ace, you got to keep a running tab though, because if you're at the cost that it would have cost you to buy the extreme set at the end of it, the only thing you're gonna have left is the satisfaction of doing it.
Well, that's what it is too. Like these tubes are $1. I literally spend $1. They come with the glow sticks, so my daughter gets to play with the glow sticks, do whatever she wants with those. I don't throw the little garbage away. I keep this. Paper towel rolls, you buy them anyways. You're not going out of your way to buy them. These little pallets are literally $1.25 at the dollar store. So it's all the little things that are going to make a diorama, and then just cardboard boxes that I paint. Like this little thing of acrylic paint was $1. So
How much is the extreme set, Frank? How much are they? I've heard
One of them,
75.
I think, was between 70 and 80, and then the other was like 60 or 70.
Okay.
They
right,
can
they're not
be pricey.
they're not crazy, but they're also, when you look at it, it's like, all right, you're spending $80 on a cardboard box. But
So how many
it's
you get in that pack though?
One of
it
them had
depends.
4, and then the other one was one set, but it was like a wider, like display set.
Yeah.
They're cool, man. They really
makes a
are.
good point. Kaz makes a good point about it's true. At the end of the day, you'll have a 3D custom dio.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can buy one of those, Ace, and then add to it and put
Yeah.
things in it to give it more of that 3D.
Well, that was my thought process. If I could make enough of something to where I don't want to be like, let me buy the $80 thing and then start something. I want to start something and then add bigger to it. So if I could make my own little setup or accessory things like this, like I'm painting these little bracket pieces to look like pipes to place up against the side of a building, and then maybe take that plunge and buy a $60 to $70, centerpiece with everything to fill up around it. And I think that's an end goal, I guess.
Yeah. Or at
But
least, yeah, if you get one, and then you can try to mimic more of that yourself. Depending on,
well, it's the main one that I would get if I did get one is the subway car.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just because that, if I'm making sewer stuff already, why would I want to buy? I would love to get a sewer playset like a NECA one, but why would I buy something I'm trying to make unless, like Fumbling said, if it balanced out price wise. But if I could get the subway train that's all opened up on all sides or whatever it is and add it to the sewer, now that looks like, oh, you have a sewer. You have a sewer and there's a subway train in there as the turtles lair like it was in the movie. And I'm not trying to build one thing. It just expands into more than that.
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
rough
I look
shot.
at it like with the Lego sets.
think
I
I
can
told-
buy a small little like $10 Lego set that's like half of a
Oh
building
shit.
and then dig through all my bins and make something bigger out of that.
I'm
Yeah.
breaking my rule. I never remove
Did you open that?
Yeah, and that's a big rule
It
for
couldn't
me.
resist it.
Yeah,
Dude.
It was sitting there. It was like, open me.
the
You
only
gotta
thing-
do it
Oh,
at
my.
least once.
that's pretty
Wow.
wild, actually.
It's got the samurai. Yeah, the way they did his face.
Yeah, and then they gave him like the whole samurai. Yeah,
Dude, he looks so cool.
that's pretty wild, actually.
What other ones do you have of that line?
So I've got the Vader, the C-3PO, the Jango Boba.
Wait a minute. They made a samurai C-3PO?
Yeah, I'll show you the box.
Yeah. Box, yeah.
What?
Yeah, actually, he's actually kind of cool, I have to say. This
I would
actually
believe
looks
it.
pretty neat.
Yeah, that looks nice. I remember-
Oh shit!
That's out of
Look
control.
at him,
Yeah.
dude. He looks super. Like he looks like he's legit gonna karate chop the hell out of you.
Even in the back, they've got him with like the little fan.
Yeah.
Like
I forgot
anyways.
which one I saw. It's not of this line, but there's a new from the
Those are so
Japanese
cool.
anime. They did. I forgot. I don't know who the character is, but he's like kind of like a shogun. You know,
The
guy
Ronin.
with the R2 unit, and
The
it's a
Ronin.
Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go to my channel, because he's in the glass case, I have the actual Kotobukiya 1/6 scale statue of that, which is massive. It's 14 inches. It is one of my favorite pieces of my
I would
collection.
like to get the 1/12 scale one they're talking about coming out, but I think it's only like you can only pick it up at some con or something.
At the Star Wars Celebration in Japan. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Because
maybe
it's in-
we'll see it pop up in Hasbro
Oh, yeah.
Pulse for a second.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It'll definitely hit market, but yeah, the Ronin figure is awesome, dude.
yeah.
And what I like about the exclusive you're talking about is they actually added the R2 unit that's dressed like the little Japanese sidekick as well, which I think is great.
Oh my god. I have to honestly say I don't know many Star Wars lines outside of like the Hasbro movie world ones. But those samurai ones might possibly be the coolest Star Wars figures I've ever seen across any version of a toy. Those are awesome.
And I know and you're absolutely right. And they're so popular that you really rarely see them come down in price. Even
Yeah,
on the
it's
reseller
crazy.
market. Like it's very rare to see them like I said, that guy that I'm meeting tomorrow, that kid must be he's a young kid, so I think he doesn't know what he has in terms of it's for him, it's just he wants to go play a video game, I'm sure. So I'll help
Now,
him.
how many of them were there? And they were $20 a piece, you said?
For him, I'm buying 7 off of him, which will bring my total to almost a full 20. And they just released a Obi-Wan Kenobi Samurai.
Damn.
And he's retail 180 American, which is crazy.
Wow.
So they know the line is hot.
They're cool for
Great.
sure. Are they newer? Have they been around?
No, actually they've been going. Yeah, I just got turned on to them a couple of years ago. But
They've been around for years. They just didn't
Yes.
do a lot of them.
correct.
Like they didn't do all the characters. They just did mostly like Darth Vader, Boba Fett,
Stormtroopers. That's right.
Stormtroopers. Yeah,
They're awesome.
The last one I did get was a Boba Fett one. You can probably see them on BBTS, but not a lot of them. But
yeah, they're cool. They're
really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy them. And then the other piece that I got, which I thought was pretty cool, and I'll just share this because I never showed this one because this is politically incorrect these days, I suppose.
Oh.
But this
I
is
mean,
you can't call her Slave Leia anymore. You now have
Sexy Leia. We'll call her Sexy Leia.
She is now known as Hutt Slayer Leia because she killed Jabba the Hutt, which makes her kind of a badass. But this is a very rare Gentle Giant piece, and I love that it has like Salacious Crumb there, that little bugger.
Right.
Oh, that little guy.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. I mean, this was one of my more favorite recent pieces. But yeah, it's funny because it still had her as Slave Leia on the box, and when I shot the video, I was like, or Hutt Slayer Leia if you prefer, because even Boba's ship now is just Boba's ship. You can't.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, they gave it more of a technical name, right? The Spitfire or whatever the hell.
Is that right,
Yeah.
Frank? I didn't know that. Yeah.
Like
Really?
something 31 or T-31 or something weird.
Yeah,
like
the actual model of the ship they
Is
gave
that
it.
right?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
like
the
that.
slave one.
we all know it's the Slave 1 or the Slave 2.
It's a slave one, right? And the thing is that, again, not to get into anything else, but like, if you just leave well enough alone, you realize that nobody cares at the end of the day. And maybe
Yep.
somebody out there actually learns a thing or two about, a thing or two.
Well, which is just,
So,
it's
Hey,
silly to get.
I'm
Go ahead,
standing
Rockshot.
up. I'm standing up for all the Starship's rights here. They don't want to be oppressed. I'm just messing with y'all.
Wait.
No, you know what? Nobody knew what Bubble Ship name was until somebody told him what Bubble Ship name was.
Well, I mean, it's the idea. We're all adults. We know what the negative term of slave is, but it's also what people or things become when they are held against their will and forced to do things. So, I mean, to have a bounty hunter ship called the Slave One, that's terrifying. That'd be like, oh shit, he's on my tail. Like that's the bounty hunter I don't want coming after me. But to your oppressed spaceships, Roughshod, I do have to say one of my least favorite things, and there's probably a bunch of them that you guys don't like, with the Solo movie.
who doesn't like the Solo movie?
I don't know. I speak cautiously in case anybody says, "Hey, you punk, that's a bad movie."
Yeah,
I thought it was one of the better newer movies. That
Yeah.
Agreed. Oh, okay, cool. I feel safe now. I can let my guard down and I can. Woo! But my least favorite part of that entire movie is when the female robot wants to free all of the slave robots from like the mines of the Spice Planet.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Rogue One.
Well, that's
no, that was in Solo, because when they went, it was Lando's like sidekick robot.
Was it Chewbacca? Yeah. Was it Chewbacca who wanted to free his?
Yes,
they had to go back and free his.
But the female robot, she was in the spaceship, and she's like, "I want to liberate all of the."
Oh yes, sorry,
all of the robot slaves on this planet as well. And I was just like, "What the fuck are we talking about? You're a robot."
Yes.
You were built to serve. What are you doing?
Hey, wait.
There was a robot, the Droid Wars too.
You do got to remember that there was a point in Star Wars now, in Empire Strikes Back, IG-11 was sitting there as a bounty hunter. So he found work. He wasn't working for anybody else. So somewhere along the line, robots got sentient.
Oh, no. In the EU, there's absolutely, yes. It's established for sure that there are sentient robots out there.
Yeah.
And that their chips have been modulated to let them. Yeah. For sure.
There were stories about the Droid Wars too. And not talking about the Clone Wars, but like Droid Wars where the droids. That's why in Star Wars New Hope, the whole thing when the droids came in with Luke and Ben, they're like, "Hey, no droids allowed in here."
Right.
Like, you're not. We don't like your kind, basically.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
they had
it just
PTSD of all the droids trying to take everyone out.
Right.
Like,
but yeah, that whole. Yeah, there's moments where you like. Look, again, I just like to be entertained. I take things at face value. I don't go deep dive. But when I feel like they're smacking an idea in my face, don't talk down to me.
Yeah.
Right?
The agendas.
Right? Like Barbie, I thought was a wonderful movie. Yes, I'm saying that. My wife and I are watching it with my little goddaughters, and there's a trans character in that you would never know because they don't even make it a thing. And then at the end of the movie, you're like, wow, that was a really great character. And then you find out, and they happen to be trans. But it's not like I'm trans. You know what I mean? And it's like, just allow it to come fluidly. You'll get more acceptance if you realize that you don't have to hit someone in the head with an idea, and let them come to the conclusion themselves. And I think it would be a better thing if Disney would just learn a little bit of subtlety. Versus, right?
I think part of the problem with that is they're trying to catch up for so much because back in the day it was all the everything else, and they're like, well, we got to get ours up there, so we're trying to put it in your face and
that's right,
make you.
Right.
But yeah, it ends up turning a lot of people off because
Yeah.
it's in your face and it's not letting it gradually just happen and be there. You're
Right.
Because people don't care, dude. Honestly, the
Yeah.
average person, I don't care. Nobody like, I don't care. But when you say you have to care, you're like,
Right.
dude, I'm not. Don't talk down to people. It's insulting.
Yeah. It's
Agreed.
bad. It is. It takes away from the content you're trying to provide. When you know you're wasting your time, like, man, you could have had a damn lightsaber fight.
Right.
You know,
Exactly
what the
right.
fuck? You could.
Yeah, put
Yeah.
a link in the private chat for
I
you
saw that.
fumbling. Ace, that's the. I don't. Is that the Obi-Wan you're talking about?
Is that something they can click on too?
Yeah, it's anyone of here. It's
Okay.
only in the private chat though, because I don't have a wrench to put it in comments.
Yeah, I got to give everybody wrenches because y'all a bunch of wrenches.
You wrenched me.
But yeah, I even did a little palette earlier, Frank.
Oh, that looks cool.
That looks good, actually.
And that, I mean, that's literally dollar store or even like a Michael's. They're not much more than $1 there, but theirs are a little bit.
I used to go into Michael's all the time.
Yeah, I mean, they got some pretty good stuff in there. It's a little pricey, so I kind of look around and window shop and see what I can do on my own. But I just took this one, stained it, and then marked it with silver Sharpie to kind of make it look like little nails in there. And
Yeah.
off to the races we go. And eventually all this little stuff will build into something bigger.
No, that's cool. Listen, Kaz hit it on the head earlier. Actually, he was right when he said, at the end of the day, see, I'm a lazy man. I will spend hundreds of dollars on a dial well before making one and think that I'm ahead of the game.
Sure.
And my satisfaction is, but you're right. Nothing beats making it yourself, getting that 3D environment. And
Yeah.
I'll sit
we're
there.
not all great customizers.
No.
And we don't all have time.
Correct.
So we
Exactly.
just want something, set it up, and then be happy with it.
That's it.
But sometimes the process to get there is also the big part of making yourself happy, is just learning how to do things like, you know, making something look cool. And then it's all
right.
part of what you're collecting for or whatever too.
So I've got a, I do.
Do we, what happened there, Graybeard? We lose you?
Heck yeah, man. You have to kick my other one out. There you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
It did it.
Get out of here.
I was pressing
like,
the buttons
we got
looking
a
at that
fifth
Obi-Wan,
member.
man. The helmet on that Obi-Wan, that little hat, that whatever.
I
I don't
love
care what it's called. That looks awesome.
Sorry. You're showing the
Yeah, I was looking at that
it-
Obi-Wan samurai one, and he comes with the little T16 model and shit.
So how
Yeah.
much
Oh,
is
that's
he?
cool.
How much
So
is
the
that
second
BBT?
link is just the 3 that BBTS are selling right now. They don't have, and there's none that are sold out that they show. It's just Boba Fett, the Obi-Wan, and then the Stormtrooper.
How much is the Obi-Wan there?
109, so 110.
Yeah,
110.
so 180 Canadian for me. Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
almost double.
Double. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's not shipping either. So,
Like, I got to be honest with you, dudes. I mean, and I'm happy that I got the Dragon, but I was so like, if I knew anybody in the New Jersey area, I would have said, dude, I'll pay you a couple $100 to just accept the package and drive down there. Because that's like a 6-hour drive for me from Toronto. It's not that bad, actually. But going to get it and coming back in the same weekend, customs are going to be like, bro.
Right.
You got you have 6 boxes in your back. No, just
Hey, be like, hey, I'm a Star Wars fan. You just wear all your Star Wars shit and be like, look, man, I'm a fucking fan.
right.
Come on. It's toys. Leave it alone.
You know how I got away with the figures I bought at Dow's Vintage Toys? And I'm gonna remember this. As I was coming back from Texas, I'm coming through customs and the guy goes, "You got anything in the suitcase?" And we each bought ourselves some Stetson hats, my wife and I, cowboy hats. And he goes, "Ooh, are those authentic Stetsons?" He's like, "I own some of those." And then he totally forgot about the suitcase. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I was like, cowboy hats can get you out of a jam sometimes, it turns out.
Well, yeah, depending on where you're going through, and that's
Yeah.
what happen.
And I don't often carry my cowboy hat with me, so I'd be.
I don't think I'm ever going to wear it in Canada, but it's nice to say I have one.
Ace, I could just picture you if you're wearing a cowboy hat. You definitely are wearing some 6-shooters on your hips.
Oh man. Hey, you go check out the video on my channel where I'm talking to Howie Mandel and Harlan Williams, and you will see me wearing a sparkling cowboy hat for just a few moments.
So,
I saw it.
So you were talking to them?
Yeah. It's they have I think they call it a podcast now. Everything's a podcast, but it's a show on YouTube called When a Stranger Calls.
Yeah.
And it's literally just those two. They say that you call them, but they get your information and then they call you, and you just do like a 10-15 minute video call with them, and they make an entire like 40-minute episode about it, not about you, but based off of that idea. And they get like 3 or 4 people, and then they do that throughout the whole show. And you can go right to their YouTube channel. The information is right in the description, like to email them. So when I was emailing their producer, it was actually Howie Mandel's son, which I come to find out after, listening to the show and all that crap. So I don't know. I posted it maybe over a month ago now that, hey, this is like a thing that's going to be happening. Stay tuned. And they were on episode 33 at the time, and now they're on like episode 39. So it took that long to get the show out there. But it literally was me just sitting in this room over here. My daughter was sitting in front of me, and I'm just holding the camera and talking to him, which was it was super surreal. And when I watched it back today, I'm like, all I thought was, I'm so glad I didn't look like an idiot. And I was like, oh, I'm such a big fan. You guys are the best, and blah, 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 blah. Like I just acted like a normal person, which I think I did. I don't know how normal I am, but to that.
Can I ask you, Ace, okay, so you email them, you say, hey, I'm interested, but what are you giving them that makes them want to call you? Are you like, hey, I'm a big Ninja Turtle fan, I'm a collector, I have my own channel, like?
Yep, yeah. That's 100%.
Okay, cool.
You are giving them
turtles.
No, I didn't mention. I mentioned what my hobbies were, and that there's a YouTube channel, because that's literally, because when they email you, they say, we don't want you to mention anything political. There were a couple of other things they didn't want you to mention.
Yeah.
And then they say, give us some bullet points to kind of riff off of. But when you're doing the call, I've watched a bunch of the episodes. Not a single time have I ever seen Howie or Harlan be like, hey, you're the guy that had the information that you like pickles on your fucking cheeseburger or whatever. They always are like they did one full episode where they start off each episode with a theme, like, oh, Harlan and Howie are talking about this. And then they're like, well, let's see what the next caller thinks about this. And then they integrate whatever that first call was into the next call. So I was the second caller. I had no idea what the conversation was going to be coming to me. I just picked up on it and was riffing and just going with it.
That's cool.
So again, they're asking like, oh, what's that stuff behind you? What's this or what's that? So it doesn't really matter what you send them that you're interested in. They're going to just interact with you however they want. Like they had one episode again where they had all 3 of the callers going to the refrigerator, eating either a stick of butter or taking a tub of butter and eating spoonfuls of it.
Oh God.
Right. I was like, man, I don't want to be on that. I don't want to do that skit. I don't want to fucking eat butter. Like, ew. But
that might be the shortest call.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ultra. That was a cool moment that he actually was like, you cheered me up. You made my day or whatever. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Is
that right?
Yeah, because when they came into the episode, Howie was like, I didn't see this part until I rewatched the episode today or yesterday. And Howie and Harlan are like, oh, that last call was kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to end this. Should we just end it? And Harlan's like, no, the next caller, he's going to cheer you up. I got a feeling. I think this next guy's really going to, you know, make you smile, blah, blah, blah.
That's cool.
So then when we were talking, Harlan asks me, he goes, how are you? You know, how would you make Howie feel better? And I was like, I don't know, you know, like a back rub. And I'd say he looked pretty today. And, and they laughed. And then I said something like, I don't know if you'd like the start, but you might like the finish. They made a jerk off joke, and I was like, no, like no, not that. I just wanted to watch a movie with you. So then they go, well, what movie would you watch with Howie? And I go, I'd watch Little Monsters. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie.
Yeah.
It has Harlan Williams, or not Harlan. It has Howie in it as the main character, as the monster
a monster under the bed.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and he genuinely, like, it looked like he genuinely smiled, and they both looked at each other, and he's like, oh man, you just really like made his day, blah, blah, blah. And it felt genuine compared to like when, you know, they're riffing on you and joking with you and stuff. So that was kind of a cool little like, ha.
You might have been the only person in 20 years to tell him how good that movie was. I mean, that would have definitely
probably, dude. I love that movie. My daughter and I watch that movie every Halloween. We love it.
He's still getting residual checks, so I'm sure he's okay.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that first Howie Mandel like TV special, like they did on HBO or something like that. That's what I remembered. He put that fucking rubber glove on
with
his
the balloon.
head.
Yeah, the glove.
Yeah, he blew it up and shit. I was like, this is it.
Yeah,
he was funny as shit.
World.
I ain't gonna lie. Yep. He was funny as hell.
Bobby's World. That's what it was called.
Yep.
Yo, Bobby's World for sure. I loved Bobby's World as a kid. I still do. It's one of those ones I'm looking on eBay all the time for it on DVD because I just think what a great cartoon that was.
So you're too young, Ace, but for some of us, Howie Mandel was Saint Elsewhere.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
Which
he was also Gizmo in Gremlins 1 and 2.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Yep.
I did not know
that. Yeah, well, that was before my time, and it was during your time. So there you go, my friend.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Howie Mandel, he's always been like a little fixture, whether I knew it or not, in my life. Because, I mean, I grew up with the Gremlins movies, grew up with Bobby's World. Yeah. And then when I was in my teens, Deal or No Deal was a massive show. Yeah. And watched that all the time. And now he has his own podcast called Howie. I think it's called Howie Mandel or just called Howie Does Stuff.
Yeah, the one that Dana White went ballistic on. Yeah.
Yeah, what a weird moment that was.
Yeah, that was totally bizarre. But more importantly, Gremlins 1 or Gremlins 2?
Both.
Ooh, all right.
The only thing he wasn't Gizmo in that I'm aware of was the new like HBO cartoon or whatever was.
I meant which one is better?
Oh, I'm sorry. Number 1.
By far, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, there's a segment of people out there that swear to God that number 2 is the better Gremlin movie. And I wonder if they might have fallen on their heads at some point.
See, number 2 is super entertaining. I have one heck of a time every time I watch it. But number 1 has horror to it. And I love the horror. I love the scariness of it. I love when they show the school science teacher or whatever, and he's trying to feed it the Snickers or whatever, and it's just I don't feel any of that in the second one at all.
No, the second one was a comedy, pure comedy. There was nothing.
But the second one, it's got Christopher Lee in it, so it's like, oh, I can't badmouth it. It's got Dracula in it, you know. It's like, ugh. So
I think the second one, what the second one excelled at was giving you more of the different type of gremlins.
Yeah.
You know, it
awesome.
became a money thing, you know, like let's make gremlins do everything.
Yeah. They never
I like that though.
They never had a successful toy line, did they?
Not outside of I don't want to even say outside of NECA because I see the
Yeah,
NECA ones a
NECA's
lot
like-
now, but I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they ever
Yeah.
took off, right? Yeah, I
I
see
think
the
No.
they get things like, you know, the little lunch
Plushies,
boxes and shirts and other things like that, but not like figures as much. Maybe little figurines, but not
Right. I
full-blown
remember
action
being a
figures.
kid and having like a little like 4-inch or 5-inch like little stuffed animal of Gizmo.
Yeah, me too.
And it was like
Yeah.
it was one of those ones that everything was soft on it except it had like the hard plastic little hands and like the hard plastic little face.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't even remember seeing like t-shirts or even in the 80s when you're watching like older movies, you'll see other movie reference posters within that. You never see Gremlins thrown up there or anything like that.
They didn't know what the fuck to do with Gremlins.
Yeah,
Didn't they do one
that
where
first
it was
one,
like
like
a
you
Teddy
said.
Ruxpin where it made sounds too?
That would be
Or talked
creepy.
or something back in the day. I'm assuming back in the day when those types of things were going on, but I don't know. I don't remember if they
because
did
it was a huge movie. Like Gremlins was a big movie.
Yeah, but I don't think it was. It wasn't marketed like this is a kids movie. You know,
Sure.
No, that's
I
right.
don't think it was never marketed that way.
That's right.
Well, it's supposed to be kind of like a horror movie, right? So
Yeah,
sci-fi horror type of thing going on there.
Because that director did Little Soldiers.
yes, he did. He did Small Soldiers.
He did
Yes.
Small Soldiers. Yeah,
Yes, he
Joe,
did.
Joe Dante, or I think Joe.
Yep.
Dante. Yeah, so he's
It's something
done
like that.
Yeah, he did.
Um,
and all Spielberg produced, but Joe Dante directed.
Now you guys would be able to nail this. When Gremlins came out, I know Rushside, you said they didn't really know how to market it or whatever. Was that movie, when you guys saw it, perceived as a horror movie, or was it a comedy spoof, or did that happen? Not a comedy spoof, but you know what I mean.
First one,
Did that kind of happen after the movie came out?
the first one, it's never been that way. I don't think it was marketed as a horror movie either.
No,
really,
definitely not. It was
No.
it was
Christmas
just
movie.
marketed as like this weird thing.
Okay.
I remember my parents bringing me thinking it was a Christmas movie because the poster had this snowy little town.
Yeah.
And it was like the original poster, like a snowy little town. And my parents were like, "Oh, we'll bring the kids to the drive-in this Christmas."
Or the what was the other poster they did? The white the white present.
And there's
Yes.
a hand
Just
coming
had
out
a
of it?
hand,
Yes.
a hand coming
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
it. You know?
So
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I think my parents honestly thought we were going to see a Christmas movie, and they freaked right out about
I
halfway
bet.
through the movie. And my brother did not do well with that movie. So it was anyway, it was, I remember it really
Hey.
clearly.
I don't know if you look at the original poster
Do you-
where
do you-
there's the box and then the hands. To me, that I always thought it was a horror movie.
Right. Me too.
Right.
When I was little and I would see that on the VHS tape, I always thought this is creepy. Even the
But it
beginning.
came out in June in 1984, so it wasn't a later in the year like horror movie. It was
Yeah.
like, hey, people are out
I
of
don't-
school. We're going to put this out for the theaters for
I
the
don't-
kids, the families to go to.
I don't think
I feel-
Hollywood knew what to do with that movie,
No.
but it was great. I mean, they had, they knew that's why it came out. They're like, this
Yeah.
is going to be great, but they didn't know what to, what is this? It's like its own thing. Because it's got, the Mogwai, it's got that mystical side of the house
Yeah.
going on.
There's
And
a
I
lot
ain't
to
gonna lie,
it.
in that movie, man, the most epic scene was when that motherfucker jumped in that pool. And
And
then
they
he was
all-
walking down the street with the gang. He was
Yep.
walking down the street, and I was like, now that is not what I want. I was like, them little gremlins, I will kill you, little fucker. One-on-one, I will kill your ass.
No, yeah. So the
But
original
then when they
poster-
showed like hundreds of them, I was like, oh, fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
the
fuck
original
that.
poster had like these soft, furry little hands. It wasn't the gremlin hands.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it was
it still to me
Gizmo.
was like a horror thing because the ambiance of the poster just
But
kind
it's
of
just a little soft paws, and it's like his eyes, and that's it.
Just
What
a
up,
little
Bill?
soft. Because I remember
Bill.
well, anyway, but I
All
know
right, Bill.
I know for sure, like you say, nobody knew what they were going to see.
yeah.
Yeah,
when they
we
went to
didn't
see
know.
it.
I mean, I knew what a gremlin, hey, the as far as my education on what the fuck a gremlin was, it was that Bugs Bunny. It was that Bugs Bunny episode where he dealt with a gremlin,
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I knew about Gremlin. I was like, okay, I know what that is. So, but then I didn't expect, man, the alternate form. You know, when they turn, I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this fucking can. Hey, shout out right now! I just created in my mind. Can we have Aliens versus Gremlins? Can we have Aliens versus Gremlins?
You know how many times I've thought of like, 'cause just in this conversation, I'm thinking, all right, so Ghostbusters, that came out in what, 84? 84
the
as well?
80s was, well, the 80s
83,
was a
84.
wealth
So it's like
of this.
you had Ghostbusters, which boomed into so many different venues. And then you have Gremlins. It's like, why was that not a natural, let's do something together?
Oh, they were just pumping out movies, man. You got to
I mean,
remember.
imagine the
80s was
Ghostbusters
the
crossing
cream of the
over with
crop.
Beetlejuice. I mean, insane.
It was actually released in the same month, in the same year as
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Is that right?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
June-
Ghostbusters and
June-
Beetlejuice came out the same.
No.
No.
Ghostbusters and Gremlins.
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 Both.
June 8th,
Yeah.
1984 was Ghostbusters, and then
See, that's the little bit of
Yeah,
of the
both
80s.
same day.
Wow.
That's what Google says, but I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's what it says.
You know, the only thing that crossed over in the 80s and 80s mostly was comic books. You would never get
Yeah.
crossovers in any other kind of media. Like nobody, every IP was its own kind of.
Yep.
I can't
It
remember
was his
any
own
movie.
entity, own product.
Yeah, I can't remember any kind of comic books. I remember because you would be like, you know, Wolverine versus this guy or this guy versus that guy, but never saw it in other media.
Yeah, now I'm trying to
Right.
think. Like I can think the late 90s with specifically a crossover that at the time was cool, but now it's kind of lame. It was the one of the live action Power Rangers, either Power Rangers in space or like Power Rangers in or Lost Galaxy, something like that. And they had a 2-part crossover with the Ninja Turtles.
What?
That
I'm
was
not aware
kind
of this, Ace. Ace, my mind is being blown.
I'm
not aware of this, Ace.
in
I
the
really am not. I really am
in the
not now.
early 2000s. There was, I think, Saban, the people that made Power Rangers. They
Mhm.
made a live action Ninja Turtles TV show for Fox, and it's awful. It's one of the worst things you're ever going to see. But of course, I own it on DVD because I have to. They add a 5th turtle in it, and it's a female, and her name is Venus.
No.
Which I swear to God, and she's a light blue turtle. So when that show came out to promote it, they crossed it over with whatever that Power Rangers was at the time. That was like, you know, the most popular one. So when they had the 2-part special, they brought the turtles in against the Power Rangers and then teamed them up in the 2nd part to fight whatever the hell the bad guy was.
1998. February.
Is that right? 19. Okay. So
Right now,
Wow.
I am praying that this is the Mandela effect and that this is not real. I am praying for the Mandela.
Hold on a
Power
minute. Hold on a
Rangers
minute.
So you're right. It was Power Rangers in Space, Season 6, Episode 4, titled Shell Shocked.
No.
Oh,
That's
fucking
awesome.
A, man.
That's awesome.
Oh,
You know,
my
actually,
God.
the only time I can remember.
Oh, my God.
If you were you know, when they did it for our generation was TV shows like Cheers would
Yeah.
cross over with Wings or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it was owned by the same network, right? So if you were like the same network show, like I think on Love Boat, anybody who was a CBS show, pretty soon, oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have the actual video.
God.
Holy fuck.
There she is.
That is that's a female. Okay, so she's
Yeah,
not-
that's the girl one, Venus. And you guessed it. She you can't see it, but she's got boobies.
Surprising they didn't make it pink, though.
yeah.
No, right? They just made it light
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
But look at this. I'm gonna cover up one picture because it's cool, and I'm gonna show you Master Splinter's in it, but he's
I
dead.
Oh, that was too late by a
He's
process.
dead.
And then look at
Oh my God, lightsabers. What the
Oh,
fuck?
shit.
No.
So far left field.
see now
Okay,
you
that's-
guys want to watch it. Now I put it on your
No.
radar.
That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
Sometimes I can't go backwards, Ace.
You know what? I am going to take the hit for the team. I am going to be like homeboy from the Crisis in the DC universe. I am going to be the pariah. I am going to bear witness.
No.
This shit.
Don't
I
do
will
it.
bear witness. They
do
have turtle tits and lightsabers. Now, come on.
Right.
Rough shot. You're going to come back and say this was better than Daredevil.
This is Howard the Duck, but Ninja Turtles.
Don't do it.
Daredevil ripped off the Turtles.
and Graybeard was never heard from again.
Oh man.
Hey, look, well, you know what? I'm gonna lay it to you like this, Ace. Marvel and DC and a whole bunch of other ones, they gave us a whole bunch of bullshit to watch back in the day. Let me tell you, you watch Spider-Man 77, that shit sucks.
Oh,
but it was awesome at the time,
right,
because I was like, holy shit, I've never seen Spider-Man only on Electric Company.
Correct.
So what the
You're
fuck?
right.
All right. I was like, all right, I'm good. And then they gave us this weird Doctor Strange movie. And I was like, whoa, okay. All right. There was nothing to save that. I couldn't save that.
I've seen that one.
Man.
They gave us Linda Carter, though. Linda Carter as Wonder Woman is.
Yes. Now, those two were the gems. Wonder Woman and Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk. Those two were the shit.
Can I throw in, because my personal favorite 90s superhero show was definitely The Flash.
That was good.
The WB, the CW
that was
one?
Good. No, older than that.
It was on Fox, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like that one.
Yes.
It had the CW dad, the Flash in the CW. His daddy is that Flash.
Yes.
He's John Garrick, which was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was
show,
super.
Actually.
Oh, Mark Hamill is the trickster. I think.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then they had the blue Flash, the evil one and shit. I was like, why is he blue? But whatever, I'll go with it.
I still like Smallville though.
Oh, that one's great. That was great.
Good show. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Smallville's solid, dude. The Superman shows have not been. I've not watched the new Lewis and Clark, but I heard it's very good.
Now let me tell you that there's one bone I gotta pick from back in the day. I really do, man. I was so impressed with Ivan Drago. And then
the Punisher.
And the Punisher.
Then they let that motherfucker be the Punisher and fucking He-Man.
Oh, man. Come on.
I still have yet to see that He-Man movie, and I desperately need to.
Throw
I
up,
don't
man.
blame I don't blame him for it's the directing and the the producers and what they in the time of when they did this is how they were trying to push it across, because I don't think it's really his fault, but not to say that he was a great actor
by
any means, but you just got to do a better directing.
I agree. But Bill hit it on the head. Worst roles ever. The only redeemable role in that movie, and I remember seeing it at the theater. God, I was so pissed off. Was Frank Langella as Skeletor, because Frank Langella is a great
that's the only good thing out of that movie.
But now the new one, they're coming to Earth again. Like, why? Like, holy fuck.
Now,
have y'all not watched Lord of the fucking Rings? I mean, shit.
Like, I don't understand. Like, or maybe it's a bait and switch, and they're only going to be on Earth for a little bit. But
it doesn't matter. You're taking us out of the Eternia element, and you're trying to ground it to be realistic or whatever, just to make it more.
Fuck that, man. We don't need believable. Fuck that. It's He-Man.
Right. Like,
Hey, you guys are gonna laugh. I got pissed off when they did that to the Smurfs.
Yes.
No, you're right, Frank. They do that with
They ruined the Smurfs because they brought them to Earth. It's like, I wanted to see fantasy.
Oh yes, Courtney Cox.
I don't want to see fucking Earth.
The only way that works is in a Muppet movie.
Yeah. And so does that mean
I
want to say the Sonic movies surprised me. The first one I went into with my daughter, I was like, all right, this is going to be just a popcorn flick for me, but something fun for her. And I got to say, man, all three of those Sonic movies,
They've done
coming
well.
to Earth, leaving Earth kind of deals, I think they balanced it really well for what that type is. But doing the Smurfs, the He-Man and stuff,
He-Man,
where it just doesn't exist. Like, even I know that. I'm like, that is weird.
You're wasting screen time by bringing them and having a thing with Earth instead of just doing the movie based in where they're from and go from there. Maybe later there's like a scene where, oh, there's a portal. Where does that go? It goes to Earth or whatever.
Sure.
But it's like, don't waste a lot of the screen time by battling on Earth. Who the fuck wants to see that?
Well, and you know what it tells me is they might not give us Orko again.
Oh, yeah. Orko, he's like the little wizard guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, the little guy. Yeah.
I want to see Orko.
Little floaty gremlin.
What was that other fucking character's name?
He is.
What was that other
Right
stupid
under there.
character's name that they
Like
introduced?
fucking y'all over.
Well, so what was that little hobgoblin or whatever the fuck it was in the first? In the first movie, like they actually have retconned him into like the Kevin Smith shows.
Yeah, the guy with that plays the music thing. The little, he's a
Whatever
keymaster or some shit like that.
They actually
don't
brought him
know.
into the Netflix Masterverse.
Yes,
show
in order
to
to
help.
kind of retcon that movie, and it's like, fuck, man, like
Don't
Orko. I want
create
to see a
him.
live action Orko, like
Yeah.
Where'd it
you
go?
know, and I want to see
should
a
be able
live
to do
action Battle Cat. Like, what the fuck?
Orko and Gwildor.
Gwildor. Oh,
Yeah.
What a name.
He was their Orko and
yeah, he was. Yeah, because they couldn't.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And I get that in 1985 that might have been problematic. I get that, but
Yeah.
fuck, in 2025, come on.
But I don't
But
know.
now-
for
hey,
sure,
wait a
like, was
minute
Gwildor. I mean, I don't know if any of you know, was Gwildor from the She-Ra side or the He-Man side originally?
Oh, I have no idea.
No, he wasn't
No
from either. I
clue.
thought he was.
Oh, so
created
he was just made up at that
for the
point.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was pulled out. He was a rabbit out of hat.
Yeah,
Here you go.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was one of the big fan. Well, as far as I know, sorry, I feel pretty confident he was created just for the movie, and Kevin Smith has retconned him into Revelations, whatever,
Yeah.
in order to make the tie. As far as I think, I'm pretty confident I'm right there, but. Yeah, because I remember people thinking, like, who the fuck is this character? And like,
Charles, please.
where's Orko?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they could have found a desert in Nevada to freaking film that whole movie and make it Eternia.
I agree, 100%, dude.
Seriously, yeah.
Back
I
in
mean,
the day, in the
wait
80s,
for
that
the
PETA wasn't
chapter.
around.
Masterverse.
They could have painted a tiger green.
Well, I'm just thinking of the movie of the new not Warhammer, Warcraft. That movie that came out a few years back.
I like
Yes.
that.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Warcraft, but I was invested by the end of that movie to want to see another one because I thought the characters were really good. The story was really good. The overall animation of the characters and the CGI and the people. That's that's a really
Orcs
good
were really
movie.
awesome. I like the CG that they did with the orcs. That was, to me, that
Yeah.
was pretty much.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
like, what? Imagine seeing like Beast Man, all fucking like all gnarly and stuff. I mean, I'm sure we will see that world of He-Man, but even me as like this guy that's just a casual viewer, I don't want to see this big muscle-bound Prince Adam being handcuffed by the police.
Give me a minute right here.
No, I agree. But I
Put
will
him
say
back
this.
to the cop car.
I much
Like, that's so
prefer-
weird.
I
Yeah.
much prefer and maybe my generation. I love practical effects.
Because I think
Yeah.
Like,
this is a sweet
give me a
16.
mix of
No, I think
practical and
this is a sweet
CGI, but don't
16.
make it all CGI.
Yeah, only
They
use
never-
CG where it's really required. Like if you're
Those
making
things
this
like that.
giant like creature, humanoid, whatever.
You got the remote over there.
But I mean, look at what they did with the awesome work of the Never Ending Story movies.
Dude, Jurassic
It's perfect.
Park.
So
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park, all those close-ups of the head were
Let me get that shit
actually
together.
practical effects.
Yep.
And then when you saw the
The
full,
animatronics.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
buddy, like it to this day,
It's wherever they're going to want to put the money, right?
correct.
Yeah.
TV or the practical effects or
They're gonna
both.
fight for the belt.
you
They
know,
in London right
who
now.
the director and the producers are, if they
Oh,
want to
yeah.
push a certain like look to the movie and make sure it's, or like any of those movies where it's like the animation, or where they're like the, you know, the claymation.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Sitting there moving them every tiny bit just to make
For every frame. Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
That's crazy.
Like when
It is.
pays
Conan
off.
fought the big snake in Conan the Barbarian, that big
Oh, yeah.
snake. Remember that? That was fucking awesome, dude. That was
I know.
claymation.
1982. That
Yeah, man.
looked pretty. That was better than the Jaws, right? Than
Yes.
Jaws.
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely.
wow.
They didn't have to fight with it being in the water, so
Right. I mean, even what Jabba the Hutt shit in Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously.
But yeah, they had
was
like
massive.
three
I don't know
people
how
in
many
the
men
plane.
ran him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 3 people
That is
inside of
nasty.
Jabba the
Yeah,
Hutt.
That is so gross.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and what's his
Ooh, I
name?
need some wax. Some
Kenny,
paper right now.
who played R2D2. Like he was actually in R2D2.
Yeah.
Kenny Baker, right? Was
Kenny
that his name?
Baker. Kenny
Yeah.
Baker.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was in
And-
there.
Wow. I didn't realize. I mean, I kind of assumed it took a lot to make Jabba, but I also thought it was just a hollow body with animatronics behind it that we just didn't see, not actually in it.
Yeah. Kenny
Yeah.
Baker was in that fucking tin can for like back in the days where they were like, shut up and take $20 and
Mommy.
stay quiet.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I
And
did
apparently Daniels hated, like him and C-3PO in real life were like mortal enemies.
They probably were.
Oh yeah.
That seems like how it always is. Like you got Batman and Robin, Burt Ward and Adam West that didn't like each other for a minute.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, no, you guys are supposed to all be like teammates and friends. Look at the Hobbit.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years and they all are best friends still.
Well,
Yeah.
for a group photo at $900, they'll smile for sure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of goddamn money right there. When I never understood the pricing for stuff like that.
Buddy, I tell you, in Canada, our Toronto, our huge fan expo, I don't understand how they get away with it. In the States, you guys cap out at about $100 per autograph for the superstars.
Should be.
Superstars. Christian Haydenson came here 2 years ago. I wanted him to sign a couple of my Black Series things. He wanted $300 for the picture, $400 for the picture and autograph.
He can want me to give
And I
him
was like, dude, what
no
the
money.
like the fuck, bro? These are your fans.
Especially, and I don't want to be a dink, but like, especially after the fans kind of accepted you back into Star Wars.
Like, bro, like I'm sorry, you're not Robert De Niro. Like even Mark Hamill when he came here, apparently, and I didn't go at the time, but he wanted $600 or $700 for the photo and autograph. These are your.
You know what?
I might have sold my soul
I hate to
for
say
that
it.
one. I might have sold my soul for that one now.
I hate to
Was
say
that
it.
right?
I think where that comes into play is because they know people go there to get shit signed so they can turn around and sell it.
But I'm
That's
not gonna do
true.
it because he actually
You
talked
know.
to me for free on Twitter, so I'm really not gonna do that.
That's but I
That
will
make-
say, Graybeard, you're right.
Yeah.
The market dictates the price. So if people
Yeah.
refuse to pay it, then they'll lower the price. But as
They'll
long as-
lower the price.
Yeah.
But as long as they know when they come to Toronto that $400 is kind of reasonable.
But there's also, again, I'll just speak from the one experience. I've met a ton of wrestlers throughout a bunch of wrestling shows or whatever, but the most expensive one I've ever met was definitely Hulk Hogan. And it was a bare minimum of a picture and an autograph
Okay.
plus the VIP, which all that really did was it got you in an hour early. You still were going to meet him even if you didn't pay for the VIP.
Okay.
But of course I paid for that. So we'll add that in there. And it was $150 total. When we were standing in line, people were just talking and we were talking to this other group. There was another package you could pay to meet Hogan. And it was, instead of you standing in line waiting to meet him, even if you had the VIP, there was like the exclusive VIP where now you're in the tent with him and we've enclosed it. It's just you and him and the handler, blah, blah, blah. But before I tell you the price, I'll tell you what it included.
Okay.
one autograph, or no, one or two autographs, a picture, and a T-shirt. $500.
That's absurd.
How do you go from 150 to 500 and say, let's only give them a T-shirt and we'll throw in an
All right,
extra
now,
autograph?
how many minutes are you hanging out in this little exclusive room with them?
When for I don't know, but for us personally, it was as soon as he was done shaking your hand during the picture, there was the guy, and he's in the picture with me. There's a guy behind us that's working there, and he literally touches you on the elbow and kind of pushes you like, okay, go on now.
Go away. That's what they did. Tap
And it
your
was
hand,
like,
get
you
the fuck
son
out.
of a bitch.
$500 for a $20 T-shirt, essentially.
Yeah. Overpriced.
Yep.
And you know what? It's still an overpriced T-shirt, anyways.
Yeah.
But, so to go to Roughshod's point, I 1,000,000% understand why some of these guys like charge an astronomical amount. Because say there's a wrestler and he's only charging a bare minimum of $50 for an autograph, and now you've got a fan who's got a tote with like 11 action figures in it, and he's going to pay the full price to get all them signed, but he's going to make more selling them than that guy is.
Yeah.
You know, so I can get that, but when you do a set price of 150 for almost everybody or whatever, but then we're gonna $500, it's like, no, for $500 I should get like 7 autographs so I can get my fucking money back.
I'd be like, nah, yeah, I should be sitting there eating lunch with this person.
Yes,
Like,
but that's another thing. I just saw WWE announced you can do a lunch with John Cena for $25,000.
fuck that.
But it all goes to charity, though.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
But I will say this, and I'm not a
Did
wrestling
I just hear
guy.
you
That'll
say
work.
25,000 for John Cena?
Yeah, for
That
lunch.
Yeah.
To go to
Yeah,
lunch.
to eat
I'd
with him.
rather buy a Maximum Spider-Man.
Now, I'm not a wrestling.
I
I'm not
still
a
don't know
wrestling
about
fan
that.
at all. I will say
At
this,
least the
though.
25 is going to charity.
John Cena has done the most amount of Make-A-Wishes.
Yep.
He's given the most amount of charity. Like, and I'm not a wrestling guy at all. That guy has mad respect in my book. Like
100%.
the time he gives to charity and what he does for those kids. Like, you think Hogan? You know, like never, dude. Never.
No. I'm in total agreement. Cena, he's in a league of his own to where, you know, if it was affordable, sure, but I just think it's your average Joe, you, me, and the rest of us are not going to be like, hey, you guys, I just went and had lunch with John Cena for $25,000.
But
Where
it's
it's
for
like
charity.
He
which
better.
I totally am for that. But
Yeah.
who's man? That's a crazy fan though. If they really
$25,000,
jump on
Dave,
that,
he should have took you into the ring and beat your ass.
I got this black eye from John
25,000
Cena.
and have it filmed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I fought John Cena, but I lost.
right?
And then Hulk
I mean,
Hogan.
that lunch, we better be going somewhere that I can't afford to ever go again in my life.
Oh, you for sure.
Like, I want a full spread of the most expensive meat of wherever we're going. You give me all the most expensive meat cuts you can, because that's what I want.
You need to be flown to a different country.
Yes.
Have a wrestling match, all that for $25K. Fuck,
Yep.
just
I'll tell you what
crazy.
though. I went to a conference a couple years ago, and at my table was Mark Hatfield, which is an astronaut who went to outer space, very famous astronaut, written a lot of books. And I'm sitting there talking to this astronaut, and all I keep thinking to myself is, he's the coolest fucking person I will ever meet in my life. Because how many people are you going to meet in your life who have actually gone to outer space? Right. And it was like, and just hearing him talk about the experience, and I just kept thinking like, fuck, I've met like all sorts of people in my life, but never have I met somebody who's done something so incredible that like it was, and you know, and I know that the conference, you know, they didn't pay him anywhere near $25,000 to come and sit down and eat with people and do that kind of stuff. And I just thought like, anyway, it's just one of those unforgettable experiences. So yeah, to think that you would pay that kind of money to be with any other celebrity is crazy. And they've never been to outer space, so fuck them.
Right. I mean,
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. There is one. There is one. William
What?
Shatner. William Shatner.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Oh,
Captain
no,
Kirk
I
with the
forgot
space.
about Will.
That
Yeah,
motherfucker
but-
with the space. He
You're
said, I'm
right.
legit, y'all.
You're
This
right.
I
is
am
true,
legit.
Captain Kirk.
Now,
I don't know
long were
how
they
he got
actually in space, though?
It's
How
about
long were they
9 ladies
actually?
there to go. Gail King there to go. Katy Perry there to go, and like 7 other women.
Let me tell
are
y'all,
going
man.
in
That
a couple of
whole
weeks.
going to space shit, that's gonna be cool until one of them things explode with a whole bunch of people on it, and then it will not be cool anymore.
But they're
Yep.
they're just kind of breaking the atmosphere and coming back.
Yeah,
right?
They go far enough to say you're legitimately in outer space.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know.
Hey,
You get the
I'll wear that
weightlessness
badge
and
and come
shit.
home. I'll say that
But
to
that
people.
still
I
would be
went to outer
cool.
space.
It still would be cool, but man, the danger in that. I'm like, nah, man, that's just like them dudes going down to the Titanic. It's the same exact risk.
It's right.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was
You're
just
probably
going to ask,
safer on the Titanic.
if someone held a gun to your head, which one would you choose? Going into outer space or being forced to go down into the ocean?
Shoot me, man.
Yeah, I'm on the Titanic. I'm taking my chances.
Shit, man. I don't want to
Oh,
be
I'm
crushed. I
terrified
don't
of
want to be
both
crushed.
at a certain
I'd go to
level.
space. I don't want to be in the water with sharks.
No, you're gonna be
no.
you're gonna be down there with the ancients
Yes.
with the Kraken and shit.
The
The
Titan.
lurkers of the deep.
Hell
The
yeah.
Kraken.
You're gonna be way down there, man.
You know that Kraken toy, which I had as a kid, and it was a throwaway toy to me because the movie was really a failure. People forget. Like Clash of Titans really did not do very well.
Oh, I love that movie, man. That shit, man.
I love the movie, but it didn't do well.
Right.
I remember getting the Kraken and being like, "What the hell is this?" and throwing it away. And now that toy mint is like ridiculously like some of the stuff we had as kids that you thought like the whale and all this stuff, and you're like, no one's ever gonna think about this in 40 years. Yeah, right.
What up, C Frost?
You're
absolutely right, man.
How much does a flag go for? How much does a flag go for in box now?
Oh,
USS flag. It's got to go 3,000-4,000. No.
Say that again for me.
The flag, the USS flag, the GI Joe flag.
Yeah,
the huge ship.
Yeah.
The aircraft carrier.
It's got to go mint in box 3,000-4,000.
Probably.
Which is
my uncle. My uncle had that when I say when I was a kid, but also when he was like a teenager and stuff. And he'd bring that fucking thing out from the attic and put it right in the living room, and that was as long as we were tall. It was huge.
Hey, I'll be right back. My dogs are barking for food, so
I hear you.
You know, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
that's when I had the Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't know if he had his own G.I. Joe style line of figures back in the day, but I remember having a handful of different Jean-Claude Van Damme like O-ring, right? That's what those types of G.I. Joes were with the rubber band.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of Jean-Claude Van Damme, little like what were they, like 3.5-inch, 4-inch figures.
Yep. Really? 1/18 scale? Really? 1/18
scale?
scale?
Yeah. Like I think I had a Street Fighter one. I know I had like a black like stealth suit one. There was one where he was in like a white.
Jean-Claude did do that Street Fighter back in the day. He was in Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was, of course.
He had like a white. There was one where he had like a white tank top with like a white pair of pants.
Too, wasn't she?
They were cool.
Hey, Fennec Shan from damn Boba Fett and them. She was in Street Fighter.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yes. She was young as hell.
Yes.
She was young, like 12. She was a slave working or something. I don't know.
Even Ahsoka, the lady who plays Morgan Elsbeth, Deanna Lee in Sorrento, I think she's Bruce Lee's niece.
No shit.
Yeah, that's how old she is, dude. Yeah, and got her started in like martial art movies, and then you're like, holy fuck, these people have been around a long time. Yes,
yeah.
I'm looking for it, Ace. I want to see this figure, dude.
Yeah, I know the one. There was a red, white, and blue one that we had. He was in, again, I think it was like a muscle shirt, and it was
yeah, I see it actually. It was a blood. Okay, so I see a blood sport.
There was a he had like a red, white, and blue theme, and he came with like an eagle or some shit.
No. Okay, let me see. That's
It's gotta
and
be. It's gotta be a Street Fighter from line.
yeah, and that would
all
be
all the figures had that like squared crew cut like style haircut.
Oh, that's just standard.
Yeah, that's 19.
I'm pretty sure
there
they
was
were
no-
John
What's up,
Claude
C.
Van
Frost?
Damme.
What's up, Frost? What's up, my man? C. Frost, first of all, has one of the greatest pictures. Is that like a G.I. Joe thing? That mask that he wears? Is it or is it like a Mortal Kombat thing?
I don't know I don't know the origins of the Sea Frost mask, but I'm
It's
pretty sure
fucking
he's
cool
gonna
as
let
shit,
us know.
man. Every time I see it, I think of C. Frost. If you're listening, if you can tell me if it's not private information, it reminds me of, I think, yes, of that Mortal Kombat is what I think.
Cyrax.
Right.
The yellow guy, the yellow like cyborg.
Yes, exactly. Or even like Sub-Zero or one of those.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, Sub-Zero. There's a lot of them that have that kind of style.
Yeah.
Now that I'm like thinking of it, yeah, Sub-Zero. He has that look.
That's what I think of. So whenever I see the name C. Frost and that mask, I always think of Sub-Zero. I can't find it, dude. I can only find a Bloodsport line, but there's no doubt it existed.
I'm amazed that Bloodsport has a figure.
I could have sworn it was Jean-Claude. I don't remember ever going to the store and buying them. I just remember my brother having a ton of G.I. Joe characters, and there was like 5 or 6 of those ones that I specifically took out because I was like, oh, these ones are just cool. And him telling me they were Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I can't think of any other actual actor at that time in the 90s that would have even had a toy like that.
The eagle's the part that kind of throws me off a little. If he had an eagle,
I think he had an eagle. It was part of the.
Yeah. No, it could probably listen, dude. There's so many obscure toy makers out there. Like, third party. Listen, did you see C. Frost's response on my mask? One day I'll come out and share the story. My origin story is crazy. I told you, Sub-Zero. The dude's Sub-Zero. Like
we'll find out.
He's crossed portals and now he's in our world. Like, that's great though. That'd be cool. C. Frost, that'd be cool. I'd love to hear it. You know, because sometimes I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing names and then the pictures and then kind of going, okay, what's that? What's the relationship?
Just trying to figure out where the story connects all these little dots. I'm very much the same way.
Right? Because like me, my screen name, as Frank knows me, is Severus Snape. So
which is Harry Potter, right?
Right. And then when I rebranded my channel, started making videos, I was like, oh, I'm a Star Wars guy. I'm going to call myself Fumbling Through the Galaxy. But for some reason, it never updated my Severus Snape handle. So when I leave comments on videos, it's Severus Snape. But everything else is Fumbling Through the Galaxy, and I'm not tech savvy enough, I think, to figure out why. But anyways, it is.
Hey man, it's just gonna it's one little piece of the old school. It's just one piece that'll be something you can tell people, you know, later on.
That's it.
Like, oh,
that's it.
Why is it that way? Well, this is the reason.
Oh.
I just decided to leave it that way. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Yep.
If people really like me, they ain't gonna give a shit about what email it is.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
Yeah, as long as they remember which one to follow, that's all that matters.
Right.
Well, then I got lucky that Kaz came to my channel, made a comment on some of my Star Wars stuff, and I was like, casual toy collector. I was like, who is this guy? And then went on his channel the first time. I was like, holy, what am I watching? And so anyway, like, it was so cool. And then he was like, you know what? Anybody come on? Anybody? And I was like, oh, okay. Like, in Canada, it's kind of like, you know, we don't have as big a toy collecting community. It is big, but it's not connected the way you guys are. So I was like, yeah, it's cool to talk to you guys once in a while and be like,
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Only once in a while, right?
Well, listen, on Kaz's stream, you're competing with some pretty big personalities when you're coming on the
or it's questionable conversation.
And,
right.
And as somebody who's
take it all over.
Correct. As somebody, yes. And it's tough. Yes. I can't, at the end of the day, I have to remember that I do have a a job I very much like, and that I, can't have somebody
Sit back
coming to
and
me and going
listen.
like, "Hey, you were having a conversation where somebody was dropping some pretty interesting," and oh yeah, no,
Yeah, that's just a Friday night chat.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it, right?
A Wednesday night, sometimes it's a Friday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes it's all of them.
Yeah, you never know, dude. You never know.
Well, that's why I figured, doing the PG show earlier on Friday kind of readies the palate for what, rated R or X-rated things may or may not be said later on that night.
Oh yeah, so you know what? Then I have to apologize for swearing. I shouldn't swear.
Man,
Oh,
what the
you
fuck?
definitely
What the
can
fuck?
swear.
My
What the
bad.
fuck?
My
What
bad.
the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Well,
Fuck.
I thought we were okay to swear. Clearly I'm an ally of a lot of things. But I thought swearing was okay, but
Oh, we can definitely
you know what?
curse.
You
but
know
like-
what? I would have to say this that the '90s ruined it because that's where swearing became like the thing to do.
Right.
I don't
And
know.
all
I was like 6 or 7, so
no,
Right.
man, let me tell you, I don't think my dad knew. My dad took me to RoboCop, man, and that was like the first NC-17 movie.
yeah, man.
Like, and so that I was like very young. I was initiated into the '90s, man. Like it
Yeah.
was like all cussing and blood.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you had to have. Didn't matter how it happened.
It's dude, it's so true. And you know what? People are like, they remember in our day they were actually suing bands like Black Sabbath and everything because they were saying that they were promoting, like, that's when they had to actually start putting parental advisory fucking stickers on the album because it was like you're
devil
Satanist.
worshipping.
Yeah,
music.
you played the record backward. You gonna go kill somebody?
It was like
Oh, my
holy fuck.
Lord.
And now you look at the level of violence you get in a movie like Hostel or the one with that what's that guy who put with all the booby traps who kills every
Oh,
song?
God, Saw.
Like
Saw.
holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Well, even look at Deadpool.
Right.
People
Right.
people are bringing their kids to see that. And when I was growing up, the Parents Association or whatever it was trying to cancel
Right.
the toys for Batman Returns at McDonald's because they were deeming it too violent and too disgusting for kids.
Right.
And Ninja Turtles 2, the same Parents Association or whatever had all the weapons removed from the turtles because they deemed that too violent. So it's like, but now you've got like 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds going to see Deadpool 3 and reciting it like it's
exactly
gospel.
Because you know why? Because even though it says it's rated R, they don't look at that. They're watching cartoons.
Yes.
They're thinking, "Oh, Mom, that's Deadpool. Let's go see the movie." And then it's fuckity fuck all the way. And they're like, "What happened?" "Oh, but it's Disney. It's okay."
Well, also, I just saw on a wrestling thing they had the wrestler Chris Jericho. He was like arguing with a little kid in the crowd, and the crowd is pumping up this little kid, and she must have been like 7 or 8, and she starts flipping him off. You hear her yelling at him, fuck you, and the crowd is getting behind it, and I'm thinking, wow, that is so different from when I was a little kid. Like,
dude, they canceled Bugs Bunny for wearing a dress.
Yeah.
But you can watch a dude stab another dude 50 times in a parked car, because it's like I don't understand the line.
I don't either.
It's so bizarre.
All about where the money is going, and who's behind it. But hey, Ace, you'll get a kick out of this because you're a Broncos fan, right?
Sure, yeah.
So back in '96, I went to a Raiders game. We were taking the BART from a certain area to go to Oakland. Me, my girlfriend, my friend. My friend's a 49er fan. He has his gear on. I got my Raider gear on. And then there's this family of Denver Bronco fans. They have their Bronco shirt, nice, not all crazy. And then, of course, you get this dressed up Raider fan dad with this kid, like they're in the black hole, that kind of like dress up. They
Yeah.
walk and the kid is telling the Bronco family, like, fuck you, you know, Broncos suck. And the dad's like, yeah, fuck you. They just kept walking. And I'm like, holy crap. And after they walk by, we're like, oh, sorry about that. There's all kinds of people. And but they were cool. And, you know, we went to the game and nothing really happened. But
Do you remember that Eagles fan
beat the
earlier this
Broncos.
It's
year?
so wild to you know, I encourage my daughter when we go to wrestling shows and like when Cody Rhodes gets beat up, even when we're watching it on my phone, she'll boo and she'll be like, oh, boo, you suck, you suck. And she knows that's the
Part of it.
degree of her fandom is I'm just gonna say he sucks. I'm gonna boo the bad guy. I'm not gonna wish he would die. I'm not gonna swear at him, and I'm not gonna encourage her to do that either, because it's like it's for fun, and now we're taking it too far.
I'm
Like,
gonna look at you and like, where your mom and daddy? Because you ain't got no damn.
No,
home
no,
training.
no. Remember we went to the low budget wrestling and the wrestler got
yes,
man. Oh shit, y'all. That man, let me tell y'all, man.
Yep.
Jim Cornette, if y'all watch Real Wrestling, he does
Yes.
that podcast. Jim Cornette talked about this incident. You have to dig way back in his shit to find it. But we were at a wrestling event, man, and man, this one dude decided to call the wrestler N-word, and that shit did not fly, and hell broke loose. Hell broke loose at the $10 wrestling that me, Kaz, Virgo are gonna go to tomorrow night.
No.
Yes. We are gonna, man. Ever since that incident, they had a cop in the corner inside the ring, sitting in a chair in the corner. Ever since that, oh
Dude, it's
my
wild.
god, shit broke down so fast. Anybody familiar with MLW wrestling? Familiar with this dude named Cruel Mads Kruger? Wears a crazy mask.
Okay.
No.
All right, now he was trying to keep the kayfabe up, y'all. He was trying to keep. I was like, man, Cruel, man, they are over there legit fighting, man. Stop acting. Stop fucking acting. And he finally caught on. It's like he realized, like, oh, this, and he just left. He just walked away.
Yeah.
But man, and there's one little video clip of how that thing all started, man. That fan, man, fucking headbutted that dude, and all hell broke loose. I was like, holy crap, man. That was it, man. I call it low budget wrestling. It's independent wrestling, but
it's low budget though.
I call it low budget wrestling.
For sure.
A $10 cover charge is not.
Yeah. But shout out to them guys, man, because you know they. And I couldn't believe that, but I was like, nope, yep, this is it. This is the wrestling I'm gonna come to every damn time. I was like, this is it.
Don't be headbutt nobody. We don't want to see no videos.
Oh my god, man.
Virgo having to beat up like 10 guys.
Hey, I ain't gonna.
I've already hit a few.
Virgo had now. I'll let you know this. The wrestlers do engage and let fans interact sometimes. This is legit. The one guy had the guy in some sort of like half full Nelson shit or something like that, but he was dragging him outside the ring, letting all the little kids hit the dude. And of course, here comes Virgo. She's like, "Nah, I'm gonna hit him too." And she goes, man, slaps him right. I mean, just a straight
Ric Flair chest slap.
Yeah, just like that, just whap right on his chest, man. She missed, man, hit him in the lip and shit.
Oh shit.
And she just like literally like maybe like an hour beforehand was taking pictures with this dude. If you find it's somewhere buried in my playlist. If you find that part, man, because the first thing I said, I was like, "You turned on him." I was like, "You turned on him." I started yelling at her. I was like, "You turned on him." But she hit him, man. She hit him. It was funny as shit.
I don't know who I'm gonna hit tomorrow night, neither.
And she also had, and on the flip side, she has also had her knee busted by the little guardrail because they're jumping and acting crazy.
Yep.
Oh shit.
No, I'm saying they were jumping and acting crazy.
Like for real busted? Like
she wasn't bleeding and didn't have to go to the
hospital. So she didn't like tear an ACL.
I got orthoverticals. I got
what else is that? And also a big old dude 300 plus pounds, stepped on her foot when they had the lights out and he was trying to run in the ring. So you have to watch out for that.
All that for
I caught
$10?
that on video because you'll hear Virgo scream. If you can find it, I can't remember where this match is, but you'll hear, man, oh shit! You hear that? Oh shit! He stepped on my foot. You'll hear that shit.
Fucking stepped on my foot. That shit still hurt.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, for $10, you're getting your money's worth.
Oh man, the those independent shows can, for whatever
No
you
bad seat
find
in the house.
value
No
in,
bad seat in the house.
they're gonna, whether it's the crowd being rowdy or the wrestlers being great, you're gonna get your entertainment before you leave those shows, without a doubt.
That's cool.
It's very, it's a VFW, man. I mean, it is
Yep.
not. It's as gritty and grimy as it can get. We're in a VFW.
Yeah.
They
That's
got a
cool.
bar attached to that, so you have the old
Yeah.
World War II vets, Vietnam vets getting there, getting drunk, and you got this wrestling going on. There's no bad seat in the house, man. It isn't that big of a place, so no matter where you sit, it's going to be great.
Look at Ultra saying he was at every Ring of Honor. I remember when Ring of Honor would come on at like, I feel like midnight or 1 o'clock in the
Yeah.
Yeah,
morning.
we
on
used
like,
to watch it.
We used
Yeah,
to watch
yeah,
it back
yeah,
at like
yeah.
10 or 11 at night, midnight. They would have it. They would
Yeah.
have like
Hell
like this
yeah.
little wrestling show on beforehand, this little talk show, and then they would have the Ring
Yes.
of Honor.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah, Ring
So-
of Honor was really good back in the day.
Yeah. It was like one of those
They-
little independents, right?
Yes, yeah, it was truly.
It
back
was-
then. It was.
Yeah.
It was the independent show that was a little bit further. It was like the sea
King
level.
of the Independents. It
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
king
yeah.
Right.
of
Yeah.
the
They
Independents.
had a TV deal, but they were still kind of unknown.
Yeah.
But man, I got a bunch of the old
Had some great talent come through there.
DVDs back when before Samoa Joe and Abyss and AJ Styles and all those guys, before they went to TNA. I got a ton of those old Ring of
Yeah.
Honor DVDs.
so
They're
they all
good.
went through Ring of Honor. I didn't know that. Those
Yeah,
those
a
guys?
lot of
Oh shit.
a lot of the TNA guys, when they first started, that's where their like little farming development was coming from, was Ring of Honor.
Let's see. Old came up
so,
through
like-
there. CM Punk, I believe.
CM Punk, yeah, that's where the summer of CM Punk kind of started, back the original one.
Mhm.
You had some really good matches in Ring of Honor where CM Punk against Raven in dog collar matches. Those were really good. You would have really good matches with Ace Steel, and oh shit, what the hell was his name? The little shit there, Austin Aries. Like a lot of really, really good matches back in the day. I remember when Ring of Honor had CZW, which was basically like ECW 2.0, like they did all this hardcore shit. They had an invasion of Ring of Honor, and you had both companies going at it, and just it was really good. This was when WCW was out of business. All you had was WWE. You had local independent shows, but nothing on TV, so you didn't know about anybody. So when Ring of Honor had its tiny little TV deal, and then when TNA took it over, basically, it was all like, this is just amazing. Like, this was a great time to be a fan.
That's cool.
But hands down, going to an indie show, going to an independent show, I've been to both. I've been to the pay-per-view. I've been to the regular house shows for WWE, and the fan experience at an independent show far surpasses the fan experience of any. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's big. It is WWE. But once you've seen that, and then you go at it to a little, I'm like, man, these dudes, I'll fuck with y'all all day, man. Shit.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie. It's a better fan experience. If you're a fan of wrestling, man, you're gonna be like, I mean, when we go to them shows, we right there, man. We are right there on that damn gate, man. Right there, man. Just it's entertaining.
It is.
So when I was a kid from Montreal, Canada, so we had Montreal has a lot of guys. Sami Zayn has come out of there. A lot of guys have come out of Montreal. I remember going to see the Big Boss Man fight the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, I've never seen someone as big as the Ultimate Warrior at the time. Like, I'd never seen a human being that fucking big. And they're in the ring, and all I can remember was the Big Boss Man going, okay, now, okay, drop, okay.
Yep.
And I kept thinking, dude, shut the fuck. Like it ruined it so much for me because on TV you don't get that.
Right.
Yes.
You don't get that. And to this day, I don't know if that was a normal experience, if like all wrestlers call out like that, if they do communicate like that a lot in the ring. But I found it just ruined my experience so much to hear the big boss man just call out everything that was going to happen before it happened.
Yeah.
And like, of course, you knew there was theater to it.
I think a little bit, if I do recall, that the Ultimate Warrior was not that great of a wrestler.
Yeah,
Correct.
they had to help him a lot.
So they
think
were
had
helping
to-
him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Most of the guys, they still you'll still see them talking, but most of the time they wait for specific moments to talk. Like if he's got him in
Yes.
a headlock on the mat, or
Right.
he's
And they're
got him in
talking
the
into the
corner,
ear.
you know,
Right.
he can whisper in his ear and say something. I
Right.
accept that. You know, I know what's happening. I'm like, all right, you know, they're cooking up something. That's all. But you know, make
And
it
that's
look
why
good.
a
But
handful
Ultimate
of
Warrior
them,
was, oof.
and a handful of them, and this is from just my perspective, a lot of them had long hair back in the day for many reasons. One, it made the whole build look better, but it would hide when they're blading themselves. They can cut themselves in the hairline, so it wasn't obvious. But a lot of them, if you watch Triple H specifically, that's who I'm really thinking about. When he would be down, you can see when they call spots if you look for it, but that hair really hides the communication in between when they talk.
Yeah.
Which to this day, like John Cena, there's a lot of videos on YouTube of him. You hear him yelling the spots. And again, that I don't know what's normal, what's not. What do you accept? You just accept it all once you're there. You don't really question it anymore. But
Yeah.
it's totally different when you're live because you don't have the TV sounds to muffle out that stuff. It almost sounds emptier
Yes.
when you're there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I remember that kind of. I don't think anyway. I didn't watch wrestling much later after that because it just kind of took away from the entire experience. And then I just kept thinking but anyway, these are super athletes, and I love that it's somehow not only is it survived, it's thrived.
Yeah.
That thing is,
Like
I mean,
wrestling is
it's
bigger
just,
now than it ever has been.
it
Yep.
keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't stopped. It is continually evolving.
Yes.
I don't know
So
what's going to happen now that they done got it out in the open, out from under Vince McMahon. It's cemented. It's here. It's not going anywhere. It's our modern day freaking Coliseum.
Oh, well, and that
Right,
deal
like,
they signed
what
with
is-
Netflix. Go ahead, Ace.
What is the next evolution for it? You know, like where has it peaked? Does it keep going? Like where do you go now? Do you go on the moon and broadcast wrestling matches from the moon?
Who knows?
Well, you do what you've always done
Yeah,
with
the
wrestling.
turtles
Is you,
can go to the
you find
space.
characters, right? Characters is
Fucking
what.
Frank.
Fast and Furious.
Power
went to
Rangers and
space.
turtles can go to space, so can wrestling.
Ah, you know what? Everything eventually goes to space. Jason, the Leprechauns, the Turtles, Fast and Furious, everything goes to space. You're right.
Hey, pigs in space, my friend.
There we go. Killer clowns from outer space.
Hey,
Yep.
show us that head. Blow up that head. That is fucking awesome.
Are you
What?
painting it right now, Frank?
Frank, show
Yeah, I
us
just
that
started
hair.
painting his
Oh.
hair.
That is and the
Oh
and the
shit!
goatee.
Look at that.
That's nice.
that.
That's nice.
That's awesome, dude.
On my screen, because it's so small, it looks like a zombie Pez dispenser almost.
Hey, wait a minute. Kaz is
Kaz in
online.
the chat.
Kaz, where should we put? There's a little white somewhere in there.
This is just the first part of it.
Dab,
No,
dab,
I-
dab,
you know
dab
what?
that
Lighten
goatee
up.
with a little white.
I got to do his eyebrows, but I had to paint underneath.
I'd leave
I
it
gotta-
gold, man. I would leave it gold, Frank. That's
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I know you got the face and the rest of the hair, man. It's gold you're using, right? Is that gold?
No, this is
Or is
just
it yellow?
it's just like a bumblebee yellow.
That's cool. I can't
Now,
believe how
is that
fast
going
you
to
did
go
that.
on? Is that going on one of your figures?
No, I mean, if Kaz likes it, I'm gonna send this back to him so he can have
Okay.
a painted version.
Yeah,
Also,
because
he'll
he
put
needs
it on.
one. He needs
He'll put it
one.
on whatever figure he likes.
I gotta figure out what.
Oh, he's got that.
Kaz has a figure. He's got his figure sitting on a Cobra
Yep.
Commander throne, and it's
Yep.
got that head on it. It just never
What is
been
it?
painted.
Is it a James Bond suit or something?
It's a white tuxedo. I don't know which.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it a Fortnite figure?
I think
that
it
the
is.
Fortnite
Yeah,
one?
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it was a
Marvel
Fortnite
Legends
figure.
Fortnite
Oh,
figure,
Fortnite
white tux.
figure.
It's got a great.
It was James Bond. I was right.
No, it is.
Ah!
I just knew it was a white tuxedo, and he's got
Was
it
it?
sitting up there.
It is
Was it?
James Bond. James
Was it
Bond.
Sean Connery there, Kaz? Which one
Yes,
was
this
it?
is Sean.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
What was the other one? He only played one James Bond. David Linsby.
White.
No. Lathensby. What's his name?
Something like that. He was
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He was only in one movie.
Casino Royale.
I gotta
He did
think
the
it's
original
Connery
Casino
because
Royale.
Sean Connery was the only one I can remember that had a white tux.
Right.
Yeah,
he
me
had
too.
Oh no, that's right. It was Indiana Jones. I was wrong.
Oh.
It was Indiana
Oh.
Jones from Temple of Doom.
Oh, the beginning.
You were wrong.
Shit.
when they're escaping the bar called
Obi-Wan.
Hey,
Yep.
Kaz, what eye color do you want? I don't know how.
Give him a black eye.
I don't know how close I can get with giving you any kind of eye color.
Temple of Doom also had which Ghostbuster in it?
Temple of Doom had which Ghostbuster in it?
Yeah, there's a deep cut thought right here.
Oh shit! It can't be Ernie Hudson. That's the only one I can think of. But which
He
Ghostbuster?
was a I don't know if he was a salesman, but he was showing Indiana Jones a plane. And he talks like, I think he has an English accent that he uses in the movie.
So it wouldn't be Dan Aykroyd. I feel like I would know this as a Canadian. It can't be Bill Murray. So that leaves.
Wait, what? He wasn't one of the Ghostbusters, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, the dude with
Egon.
Yeah, Egon.
No, it was Dan Aykroyd.
It was Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just lost my Canadian card, dude.
I was waiting for that.
No, I gotta take off this Raptor sweater.
It's a scene. It's the scene where him and Indy are like walking in like an airplane. They're on the outside of like an airplane hangar.
Yeah. When he's escaping, it's got to be the only scene, right?
Yeah. And it's kind of zoomed out so you don't get a real close up of him, but you see it enough to where you can tell that's him, and you can see his face, you see his hairline and all that. And I'm like, no, it's just when Dan Aykroyd was in Casper.
With Christina Ricci.
Yeah, he was in that.
I remember. Yeah.
He was in that as Ray Stantz, a Ghostbuster. So I thought that was cool.
Yo, Christina Ricci grew up nice, man.
She's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing the rounds for Yellow Jackets. Have any of you watched Yellow Jackets?
No.
Virgos watched that. You watched Yellow Jackets?
I did.
Yeah,
she watched some of that.
I didn't
yeah, season 1 and 2 were good. It's kind of fading, but still, yeah. I mean,
season 4 is going back in time.
Yeah,
she's like season 4. They went back in time. She's
that's what I heard. Yeah. So I heard it's anyway. So yeah, Christina Ricci, she looks good. She aged really well.
Oh, look at Kath and Frank. They're bonding over their eye color.
So Ace, I gotta ask you: did your daughter, if I may, did your daughter ever go see Snow White? Because you said she was going to see Snow White, and how did she like it from a child's perspective?
She is actually going to go tomorrow, Saturday, with my mom.
Okay.
It's my mom's birthday, so I'm going to give my daughter some money to take my mom to the movies for her birthday. So I will actually have a better answer for you that in the next video I do or whatever. I'm passing the buck and genuinely glad my mom is going to take her, because I personally, nothing against Snow White the character, but I don't want to see this movie for my own biased reasons.
No, fair enough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, because really it's not made for us. It's made for the kids. So I would love to know, like, what is a kid's perspective on it, and how, because it got pretty good reviews initially, but it's tanking pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. I saw that. I know it's going to be interesting because my daughter has a very selective palette for what she does and doesn't like. Her favorite, she loves Ninja Turtles, but her favorite Ninja Turtle movie is the third one where they time travel back to Japan. And
Oh, okay.
And right, amongst moviegoers and turtle fans alike, that is like the least favorite to any degree of a turtle movie.
For sure.
But my daughter also loves Beetlejuice and The Simpsons. And so I'm personally interested to see what she thinks of it as well. If when she comes home to be like, oh, what'd you think of that? Is it something that you'd want to see again or
right?
So I get, yeah, I'm curious as well, but it's not something that I genuinely am going to jump for and be like, I got to see this, even if the reviews are bad, I got to see it. It's like, no, I'll skip it altogether.
Yeah. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. That's one of my favorite childhood movies. Disney used to make cartoon movies that were the greatest movies ever, right?
Yeah. I might be dating myself with my favorite animated Disney movie is Hercules.
Oh, okay. That's a good choice.
I think that is of my time, but even like the ones I've seen, previously, the older ones, I still think Hercules personifies everything that Disney is. You've got, and I don't even care, you've got the masculine fucking man saving the damsel in distress, even though she's a vixen at first, but she's trying to save her own skin. You've got this evil brother in Hades that will do anything to get power. You've got this loving father that has to cast away his son for the greater good, but still is always there for him. And it's a musical. It's animated beautifully. They put 3D rendering in it at the time. The voice acting was awesome. I just think the Hercules movie is top tier animation for me, for Disney. That and the animated Robin Hood, where they were animals, where he was a fox and stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. That's
a 10 out of 10.
I think mine was the original Sleeping Beauty, the 1940s, when she became that dragon at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that scared the shit out of me as a kid, boy. My mom said I screamed so hard in the theater she had to take me out.
Really?
And I could not get over it. And then Fantasia.
Oh wow, I didn't even think of Fantasia. That's such a good one too.
Yeah. So that demon mountain, that whole
right with the wings, it's like a gargoyle almost.
Yeah. That thing.
Yup.
That was, as a kid, I was like, what am I watching?
And there's even more of an appreciation for those, because I don't know at what time they stopped doing like cell shading and stuff like that. But to know all those original ones were literally, done like that, it's you can. It's very, very impressive, and it's just. I feel like Disney has just lost its moral compass, because, like we've been saying with everything, it's all about the money now. It doesn't matter what the property is, what the standard is, as long as it makes that guy up there money. It'll keep getting pumped out regardless of how it's received.
Yeah, that's it. Ultra's got some good ones too. The Rescuers, that was fucking great.
The Rescuers, absolutely. Yeah,
man. And then Little Mermaid and Aladdin are pretty solid. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Was Secret of NIMH Disney?
Oh, Secret of NIMH. Yeah.
I don't know if that was Disney, but Disney? Man,
I don't know if
that fucking
Disney.
That fucking owl used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. When she would go in that
Secret of NIMH. Hold on a sec.
When she would go in that tree to talk to the owl, and he's in there and he's all creepy and
holy shit. It still gets a 98. Secret of NIMH still gets a 98%. No, it's not Disney. It's Don Bluth. I remember Don Bluth made all those like Dogs Go to Heaven. He made all those.
That's a sad movie too.
Yeah. So 1982, yeah. So no, not Disney.
That's a great one though. Secret of NIMH is really, really good, and to me that harkens back to like what I like about an animated movie. It's like, yes, a cartoon can look cool. It could be a cartoon, but a movie like Secret of Nymph, where it's got heart to it and it's got a story, and then the animation is as beautiful as the story. Man, just a little mama mouse trying to save her family and shit. And I just,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It
it's
was
so good.
Shannon Doherty was one of the voices as a kid. Wow.
Really?
That's pretty crazy.
Transformers. I was waiting for Kaz to throw that one in there.
What? Transformers, the movie is simply, oh, of course, with
The animated one there,
there's
yeah.
there's always one of those guys in the crowd, isn't there?
But we're talking about Disney, fool.
Transformers was pretty good. G.I. Joe, of course, everybody loves the G.I. Joe movie, but then half the people hate Cobra Law, so that's always
Fuck those people who hate Cobra Law.
right. There's always that's Cobra Law. Nothing gets people boiling like
My G.I. Joe has to be sci-fi, not realistic military. I don't
right. If you're making toys where a guy's literally walking with like 18 missiles in a pack strapped to his neck, like that heavy duty figure, I'm pretty sure you've taken off from reality.
Yeah.
I have a hard time accepting
everybody
that.
in green, for a G.I. Joe guy to look all the same. They all have their own personalities. And
Yes.
Now, was George Orwell one of the voices of Transformers?
I think so. I think he was.
I feel like George Orwell, of all fucking people, is one of the
Unicron?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's Unicron.
That's crazy. Transformers. What year was that? Transformers? Because all I keep pulling up is really
86. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
86, I think.
Yep.
How about you, Graybeard?
Oh yeah. You had George Orwell. Leonard Nimoy was in that as well. He was.
Yes, that's who I was trying to think of. Leonard Nimoy.
Cast. Okay, so yeah, Orson Welles as Unicron. You're right. Peter Cullen, of course, is Optimus Prime. Frank Welker. Oh, Leonard Nimoy is Galvatron.
Yeah, when Megatron died and turned, that it gave him his voice. Leonard Nimoy took over.
Judd Nelson as Rodimus Prime.
Yes.
Wow, that's
like
fucking
12,
random.
man. He had to be like 12 when he was in there.
Yeah, Eric Idle as Wreck-Gar.
Eric Idle. Who is it? That sounds familiar, but I can't.
Monty Python.
Oh, yeah. Okay, duh.
And then
probably
Robert
he
Stack.
Talked fast.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Robert
Weird
Stack was
Al
in that
had
shit.
a song in it. Wow. Ultra Light. What?
Yeah. The soundtrack was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird Al. I gotta love him.
Why? How do I not know this fucking? I don't remember this movie.
Did it have a theatrical release?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's see. How did it do at the movies? I'm interested.
That's why I think the reason why Joe's didn't go to the movies was because Transformers didn't do too well.
Right, bomb.
Oh, it was the whole Optimus that killed
they killed Optimus in the first 5 minutes.
What? Oh, yes, that's right. Of course.
Spoiler alert.
So
it's been out for like I don't know how many years. If you didn't know Optimus got dealt with by Megatron, then I'm sorry.
What is it? 40 years now?
Yeah. All right.
I still blame Hot Rod.
So listen, I mean the budget was $6 million, which in '86 is big money.
Yep.
For a cartoon.
And it made back 5.8. So it almost broke even.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure they had bigger expectations than barely breaking.
Especially if you're casting those kind of names, you're probably like, okay, we know this is going to be a hit. Let's put some names in there.
But to give them credit, they're still cashing in. On that. They're still cashing in.
They've made their money because it was all about selling toys, not really making money off the movie.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. They put $6 billion into that. I mean, they took that like, oh, let's make some more toys.
Because after the movie, they did 2 more seasons of Transformers for the ongoing stuff.
Yeah.
Kaz is going off with all
these back in the
this is Kaz's wheelhouse.
You're touching
right
you're close
now.
to you're close to his heart right now when you're talking about Transformers.
The Transmorphers. I have to tell you though, being old enough to remember that original G1s, buddy, you would transform them 2, maybe 3 times, and they would break. Come on, Frank, tell me I'm wrong.
you're not wrong, but I had like a lot of the original G1 stuff, but once G.I. Joe took it over because they were not good as figures. The Transformers were not good as figures because they looked nothing like the cartoon.
Right.
So I was a little less interested in them. I kept most of them, like for a while before I got rid of my whole collection, but it just didn't do it for me. And I was like, these are not. And I didn't sit there and play and transform them while I was playing with my G.I. Joes. They're either in one or the other, and they were just left there. But other than that, it's like that's why when more recently, when like the Siege line and all that stuff came out, I'm like, these are posable figures of Transformers. This blows away the old G1. I know a lot of people like collecting the G1, the vintage or whatever. It's like that's not for me because I like to pose figures instead.
Right.
I think Transformers is one of those lines to me that got infinitely better as time went on.
Yeah. I mean, people love the Megatron gun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck the figure. That looks like trash.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Hey, it's funny you said that. I actually laid eyes on that today. I was at Bruce's. I have seen the gun.
Really? The PK, what is it, a Walter PK?
Yeah, the one without the little orange tip on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Well, I wanted to ask you, you saw those.
Mirage is a good one, Ultra.
The what were they called? You and Stray were talking about in the Studio Series Transformer figures.
The one, the aerial bots.
Yeah, I think that's what they were. There was the Waspinator or something like that.
Well, you had the Waspinator, Solus Prime, and then here in a few minutes you're gonna be seeing. Later on.
Right.
Kaz is gonna be showing them aerial bots.
Now, are those, educate me a little, are those like a basic Transformer figure?
No.
Okay.
Because there's something worse. There is worse.
You know, like when I look at the Transformer figures, I get like the whole section, my eyes go crisscross because it's just like I don't even know what I'm looking at. So you know how obviously there's the Marvel Legends that are like $25, and then there's like the $10 little basic shit figure.
Yeah.
Because I really like that Optimus Prime, the one you showed, where it's obviously the original where he transforms into the truck. And I was just curious because I was like, man, if I ever did get a Transformer, like I got one G.I. Joe, it would probably be that Optimus because he looks very cool. But is that a figure that, how do I want to say it? Is it a good figure? Is that a good version of that one, I guess?
I think I know which one you're talking about. I would say, well, it's one, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yep.
Right?
Fair.
So I don't ever knock what somebody likes because me, when I pick up a fig, I'm basing off something I seen like fucking 40 goddamn years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You know. So when I see that thing, I'm like, oh shit. You know, like this week, for some dumb reason, man, I ain't gonna lie. I saw the I don't fuck with Funko Pops, but they had, well, I got some, but they had the Superman, the first movie. They had the Lois Lane, the Gene Hackman, and the
cool.
fucking Marlon Brando figures there, man.
Really?
And I was like, oh man, because when I saw it, I was like, man, Gene Hackman just died. They didn't know this motherfucker was coming out, and I was like, oh. He was standing there, man, in his little green little smoking jacket with the damn chain with the kryptonite. Awesome. And that's what I'm talking about. When I see them, like, ooh, and it was hard to turn that. I was like, nope. And the only reason why I said no, I was like, because fucking NECA, somebody's gonna make that. Yep. Somebody's gonna make that fucking Gene Hackman. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait. But
Marlon Brando, though, that's got to be like his first ever Funko, unless they did a Godfather one of him.
No, they did a Godfather.
They must have done it. Yeah.
They done a Godfather. Yeah. But they had him in his white Jor-El suit. He was in, that all white.
Oh yeah.
White, the blinding white.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That shit
it illuminated.
It was like,
fuck, I still remember that movie I remember seeing that at the theater the first time and being like, wow. what is this? Yeah.
Superman 2 for me. Superman 2. Oh my god.
Oh,
With
and
Sod,
Superman
Terrence
2 with
Stamp.
the 4 people from.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Terrence
Yep.
Stamp, General Zod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
so good.
My favorite one. I know people don't like Superman 3, but man, I love Richard Pryor, man. That shit was so fucking funny.
Listen, I'm all in.
You
on
have that?
except
did they
for
make
the
a
one.
prior figure?
There is not one. I thought of that on Kaz's show. I thought of that into existence, I hope. But I
Is
think
there not? Is there
I don't
not?
know. I don't know. I've never seen one. I don't know if there is a Superman 3 Richard Pryor figure at all in
That would
existence.
be
But I
awesome.
think someone made a Richard Pryor, like, not from the movie, but like for his comedic, like they
Yeah,
have him
yeah.
with the microphone and all that.
Right, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that-
sure it's something like that, but
I don't know if that was NECA or somebody else back in the day.
we got to have a Superman 3 Richard Pryor now. In the general outfit.
sure.
When he was in the general outfit, that dumbass general outfit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, and that listen,
take that.
Superman 3 bombed hard, and then they doubled down on Quest for Peace, and that bombed even harder.
Yeah.
That number, man, damn Quest for Peace. I'm like, you motherfuckers, man, you want to do Bizarro so fucking bad. Just do Bizarro.
Yes.
And you
So
gave
bad.
me
But
Now the bad guy in Quest for Peace, like he wasn't Gene. It wasn't Gene Hackman, obviously, but was he supposed to be?
no. Gene
Yeah,
Hackman was the one who created him.
yeah.
Which one was it? The third one then with Richard Pryor that didn't have
Yeah, the
Lex
third one.
Luthor in it?
Yeah, third one
Yes.
didn't have Lex.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, no. But
Okay.
But so I one of the collectors or one of the sellers that I deal with a lot at the cons, he's asking me to buy the original Christopher Reeves first episode sideshow quarter scale in the ice palace. So
Yeah.
all those icicles are coming out and he's standing in the middle of them. And it's not cheap, but I keep thinking, like, and I hate to say this, and this is the type of collector I am, I don't expect things to exceed value, but I do expect them to retain value.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? Like when I buy something, I'm not buying it as a retirement plan, but I don't buy something at $100 to think that it'll one day be $10. I know there's no way to say that, but in my head, I'm like, okay, you know,
I agree.
It retains some value, especially when it comes to statues and sideshow. But then I start thinking, man, will the next generation really remember 1981 Christopher Reeves or 1978 Christopher Reeves? And will that really be like, I feel like that dies with my generation.
You know what?
I know what you mean.
I think for Christopher Reeve, and I'm being biased, but Superman 2 is what's going to keep him around.
Right.
With
Right.
everybody that was in it. And I mean, shit. Terrence,
Or does the new generation think of Superman as, unfortunately, only Henry Cavill?
No, see, that's what I was gonna say. I grew up with the Christopher Reeve Superman, and then whatever the Dean Cain show was.
Ugh.
I
know
didn't
what
watch
you're
it, but I just remember that being like on the TV
Lois and
guides
Clark.
and shit like that.
Lois and Clark.
Um,
That shit, man, that was great.
yeah, I never watched it. I'll be honest, I was not a Superman kid. I didn't like the Christopher Reeves movies because I was Batman. Batman 89 was everything to my childhood, those early years. So even when, what the fuck is the other guy's name? Brandon Routh or whatever?
Yeah.
When his Superman movie came out, I watched that one, and that was more of my time, and that made me go back and watch the originals and be like, these are way better. This is
Right, they are. Yeah.
these are good. And then when Henry Cavill's Superman came out, I said, this is my Superman. I like this movie. It's got the action. It's cool. It's fun. But I still do have that appreciation for the original. Going forward, I don't think Henry Cavill made an impact as much as Christopher Reeve did, to where I think Christopher Reeve himself is what's going to keep Superman alive for the next 20 plus years, because now we have the new one coming out in like a month or whatever the hell it is, or whenever the new Superman movie comes out. There's so much buzz around this movie has to be good, or the entire DC studios is going to tank, which is now taking away from this just needs to be a good Superman movie.
Yeah.
And Marvel or Disney will buy DC, and then they'll be able to merge them.
Something like that. But I think that's going to be, unfortunately, the crutch that the original Superman gets to lean on, is because Christopher Reeves was Superman, because they haven't been able to make something that lives up to what those fans and other fans want. It's just, all right, here's another Superman movie. We still didn't get it right. Where it's, again, I think they're focusing too much on Superman being the catapult for another or not a studio, but a new franchise within a larger group, opposed to like that Superman trailer has fucking him fighting a dragon or some shit in it. And I'm like, I need to be brought back down to the farmhouse almost. I need Superman to bring me in and make me feel human, instead of just jumping right into.
I don't know. I think they need to get away from starting from the base again. They just need to go.
Well, that's what James Gunn. Yeah, that's what James.
Movies already established that, TV shows, whatever. Just get it going. They can do an origin flashback or something later and touch upon that, but just like get it going to where it's like good and it's stable with those actors, director, whatever, and just try to live with that for a while.
Do you think, though, with that idea, which I'm not against, but do you think this new Superman looks overstuffed with that concept of let's just go with it?
I mean, I won't really judge it until I see the full movie, but
sure.
So far, what I've seen, I'm okay with it.
I'm hopeful.
Man.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, James Gunn.
I'm trying to be hopeful for sure. Yeah. I'm not trying to be like a stick in the mud. I just feel for Superman, I want a more intimate story with him. Maybe, you can definitely not have to do, showing him raised on the farm. You can do the flashback, sure. But just a more intimate story of, I don't even know, because I don't know Superman enough to say who. Like, I don't want to say, oh, just throw Brainiac in there or Metallo, but I don't want this movie to fail for the standard of failing, and then we not get another Superman movie for another decade.
I mean, are we going to even see, you're probably not going to even see Clark Kent. It's just going to be Superman.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see, I agree.
And then how does this actor act as Superman? Like, how is he going to come off as Superman? That's going to be the key thing for it.
I'm an easy sell. They had me when they showed me Crypto, and I was like, all right.
I was going to say that, Graybeard. I agree. They had me at Guy Gardner.
I mean, whoever the hell he's fighting, Crypto's got to save his ass. Shit. Yeah. It's gotten bad. It's gotten real bad.
But that, I'm totally interested in it. I just feel like I need. I don't know. When I watch that trailer and I think back on it, I just feel like, did I miss something? Is there a different, like another part of that story that I'm not catching up on? And like you said, Frankie, once you see the movie, then you can make your full assessment of like whatever. Yeah. But
everyone's going to pick it apart all the way up until it comes out and try to shit on it or whatever. But I don't see anything really bad about it.
Frank, no, I'm going to get crucified, and somebody's going to watch this on replay and be like, this guy's an idiot. And that's fine. But I hate when I see a channel or anything that's like, the reason why the Acolytes suck, and the Acolytes is releasing in 7 months.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, really? Like, I understand why you might be a little tentative or hesitant or whatever, but can you really say with certainty it sucks before you've even seen the product?
Right.
Like,
You go off a few little screenshots and you
Like-
say, "Oh, it sucks."
or you still get
100%.
people hating on it because they only could get to through the maybe the third episode, but didn't watch the whole thing. And it's
Yeah.
like it's
Right.
a series, so yeah, you might not. I mean, not every movie or series you're not going to like 100% all the time.
correct.
100%, right.
Not going to be out there. Yes, it'd be awesome if they could be, but they're not. So I just take it for what it is. I still liked Acolytes, but it's not my favorite
No, of course.
Star Wars series.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I get what they were trying to do.
Correct.
And of course, any movie, even any movie that we're like, oh, this was awesome, I would still do things different from my
Yeah.
perspective, just because of the way I am on certain things. But it still was, most of those things are good. I mean, there are things that are trash that are out there, but I just, when we watch these other channels and people go at the movies or the toys or whatever, and they have their reasons for disliking something, whether it's the company that made it or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly. That
Yep.
rage farming drives me nuts, dude. It drives me
Yeah.
nuts.
That's like when
Drives
they
me
did the
nuts.
reveal for the Avengers Doomsday,
yeah,
and they were showing all the names. Now I'm scrolling through YouTube today, and most of the channels I watch, they cover all that crap too. But then there's a couple of them where they're covering other articles where people are like, there's not enough women in that lineup. How there's no Spider-Man there. And it's like, you got to see the fucking movie to see, like,
yeah.
And there's
I-
going to be more than one. I mean, it's like
Right.
you got to start.
No, but even Fantastic Four, everybody's freaking out about the fact that you haven't seen in a movie that hasn't even been finished yet. Special effects haven't been finished, where you haven't seen Doctor Stretch or Mr. Fantastic stretch, and he
Right.
may not stretch. I find it hard to believe that he won't stretch, but if he did stretch, there might be a reason. People are losing. This is not my Fantastic Four. This
Right.
sucks. He'll not stretch.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck, dude! Like, they're not even finished principal shooting yet. Like,
right.
Like,
I bet back in the day, and I say back in the day, but back in 2008, when they
Yeah,
casted
that's back.
that far back, man, when they casted Samuel L. Jackson to be Nick Fury,
Right.
I bet you if it wasn't Nick Fury they casted and it was just some, black actor from some random show, the universe would have imploded.
Oh,
I was happy
no.
it wasn't Hasselhoff.
So,
I was happy it wasn't Hasselhoff. Shit.
Bring him back.
so do
Bring
you
him
guys
back.
remember? Do you guys remember before Captain America came out? Will Smith was hinted to possibly be Captain America, and
Yes.
everyone shit on
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Everyone shit on that until
Yes.
like after he did some of the other movies somewhere after, and he got all these awards, and then they're like, oh, maybe he could have been a good Cap, but I don't. Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, I didn't really hear as much backlash on that
Right.
as Will Smith for Captain America.
See, I never even
Nobody
heard
was
about
gonna
Will
talk
Smith.
shit
as
about
Captain.
Samuel Jackson.
Well,
No.
I think it might go to where Samuel Jackson's a little bit more respected, maybe.
Yes.
as
That's
a
what I was
actor.
kind of leaning into. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also could have been, the character at the time wasn't as pivotal, like Thor or Hulk or
Right.
somebody like that. It's a good character, but it wasn't one that people were worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody was
Right.
wondering about going,
Changing
hey,
the
Nick
color
Fury.
of the
Yeah.
skin or something. But
And it was only a handful of years prior to that is when they transitioned him into an African American character anyway. So me as a comic book fan, I was like, oh, okay, we're going like an Ultimates run with this or something like that. But
they cried about when they did what's her name as Thor.
Yes.
right.
But they did that in the comics too, but everyone was crying about it. It's like it's not like they're changing
Right.
the character forever or just there's a reason. And it's like
100%.
how do you comic geeks not know that this is part of from the comic that they did that?
Exactly. Like
It was just-
I'll be devil's advocate and I will throw an argument I had out there with people at one point when they were getting ready to cast Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And a lot of the rumor mills were saying, oh, we're going to get a black, Peter Parker or a Hispanic Peter Parker. And I remember throwing like the flags up being like, no, we're not. Like, why are you doing that? You have a Hispanic black Spider-Man named Miles Morales. Use him. Don't why would you change the color of the skin of a character that people already know just to put the color of the skin as the emphasis of that character now?
Were you talking about more of the more recent Spider-Man stuff?
Yeah, when they were going to cast before they casted Tom Holland.
Okay.
There was talk
do you remember hearing about Brandon Lee possibly being the Spider-Man before Tobey Maguire?
Yes.
I did hear that, yeah.
That would have been pretty interesting if he didn't pass away.
But I like where Ace is going in that. I think you make a valid argument. Like someone asked Idris Elba if he would play James Bond, and Idris Elba was like, you know what? Instead of trying to fit me into Bond, write a character for me.
Yeah.
Write a character for me. Like, why do I have to be James Bond? Why can't I be, whatever 008? Because people are so protective.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, so instead of
he's assigned the 007, but his name is not
correct.
Well, that's what they did. That's what they did in the last game.
Correct.
Well, that's what they did. That's what they did in the last James Bond movie, correct. The No Time to Die or No Time to Kill or whatever it was. They had, because rumor mills wanted a woman to be James Bond. Yeah. So they did this whole, all right, we'll give him a little bit of it, but we're not going to make her James Bond. He's retired and she gets the moniker 007.
But that's what it should be. Because listen, no one expects. Look, Ian Fleming wrote that book in the fucking 50s, man.
Yep.
In English, upper class English. Did you expect him to write the character in any other way than what he saw it? No,
because that was modern then.
But that doesn't mean that character is forever trapped in this idea that it has to fit this wall. It's just weird. Yeah, people get weird about it, and again, it's unfair to actors who want to play a role to be told, well, you can't play this role because you don't fit this idea of what the role is to me.
Exactly.
Did I care that James Jameson was did they make him, they changed him, didn't they, in Superman with
Perry White. Perry White.
Oh, Perry White.
Right.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne did Perry White.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it didn't matter. That was fine.
Exactly.
Right? Like
Lawrence Fishburne's, I have no problem with him.
Nobody was walking around going, "Oh, my Perry White is Caucasian dude who's like," and you're like,
right, okay. Exactly.
Like, who cares, dude? Like, it's
either do like the mantle is changing,
correct,
but the character can be, whether it's Batman's, whatever, just a new person can be that person, but it's make it to where it's like, that guy died, or that this is just a different version or whatever. It's not we're not rewriting history and wiping out everybody before this one.
Exactly. Make it natural feeling in a flow. Like you said earlier, Fumble, and it's when they push it in your face, it's like now you're like, I'm against it because you're telling me I have to like this and I have to accept this. Like, I'm not going to be like Roughshod. I'm going to avoid some spoilers for Daredevil.
Fuck that.
But there is a certain character that gets killed off, and he is a superhero-esque in the show. Now, in the comic books, there is a male and a female version of this superhero. There is the dad, and I believe it is his daughter, or it is the niece, like it is in the show.
You're giving it away right now.
Yeah, but you don't know, shush. So one of those characters, it's naturally going to progress where they become the new so-and-so character.
Right.
And unfortunately, it was forced that way because of an actual event of real life circumstances.
Oh yeah, the actor died.
Yeah.
All right, so you already know. So there you go. Yeah. And now it's natural that she might become that next iteration And it doesn't feel like, oh, they're just turning this into this because it's an agenda. It's like, no,
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not turning into. We're making this character a female now.
right.
because we want a
There's
female
already
character.
a story, a backstory
Yeah.
with it already.
It's natural and I like it. I can accept it. It's not like I just listened to John Carpenter today. We're actually
Still alive?
we're 10 minutes away from Kaz's live, so we're gonna end it.
Sorry, yeah.
But I just listened to an interview with John Carpenter today where he was talking about if he would direct a third Escape from New York movie.
Why?
Well, back in the day, he did say he wanted to do a third one where it was Escape from Earth.
I know. Yeah,
So I think they were just entertaining that idea. But he said the studio is actually in the works right now to do a new Escape from New York, but have Snake Plissken as a female.
Make it his daughter.
Yeah, make it.
I don't want.
Make
I'm
it
gonna
his
come across
daughter.
as. I don't want it as any female.
And
No,
it's Escape from New York to Space.
no. I'm gonna.
No. But Frank's got it. Frank's got it right. Like advance the story. You don't have to reboot it all the time with this kind of crazy thing. But yeah. Anyway, if you listen to John Carpenter speak, man, he is a bitter old man. Like
Yeah,
he
he's
is,
definitely in his way.
Yeah, he is not happy about his. Anyway.
Next Avengers, Thor's daughter is in that too, and she becomes the Thor. I think in the comic books.
Cool.
But she has a big sword instead of the hammer.
Cool. And the
Right.
one from Thunder, whatever, the daughter that they adopted.
Yeah. Love and Thunder.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. From Gore, whatever.
I don't know.
his name
Yeah, I don't know how that connection, but I remember from the cartoon, the next Avenger ones, she's Thor's daughter, but I don't know if that was from that connection up there.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah. So that's cool.
I'm boycotting it. There's too many daughters.
Yeah.
Done.
I think there's only one. The rest of them are boys.
I'm boycotting it. There's too many girls.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Tell that to your daughter. We're not going to.
Yeah.
too many girls.
Listen here, kid. There's too many of you.
Just make new characters, or they got to be the descendants of.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's just the natural progression again. But I mean, you got this new show coming out called Ironheart, which is just a girl version of Iron Man and Rhodey put together, where it's like, all right, I guess, whatever.
But she's not Iron Woman or Iron Man.
Right.
It's Iron Heart, and
You're
she's
right.
still a part of that.
Yeah.
It looks good. Listen, I will tell you, it looks good though. Like if I don't know, Thunderbolts looks good to me too. I see Thunderbolts, and I think
So far, I think I'm liking it.
yeah,
Me too.
It looks interesting, right? So,
I
but
don't know
again,
if Thunderbolts should be a series or a movie.
right, good point. But it may be dead on arrival because already, again, all the rage farming, people are killing it before it even has a chance to hit the screen, right?
Oh, I'm going to see it day one. I
Let me
want to
tell
see
you.
it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
Not to upset Kaz, but I think Optimus Prime should have stayed dead.
Oh, shit. How do you not upset him with saying that?
Hey.
I think I mean, I know they're robots and they live for millions of years, but he died. Let him go. Let some new. I mean, I know they brought Hot Rod in to be Rodimus. It didn't work out. We'll kill him off and bring somebody else in. It's like, they're just robots.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, dude. It's true. It's true.
I mean, even like, I know it'd be hard because like Megatron is like probably my favorite like character from what they did in the shows, because I just liked his, just like the way he, the acting or what, the cartoon acting for his character. But he can, he could have died off even after he became Galvatron. Somebody else. I know the comics have all these different things, but I never followed the comics as much to know all the characters and who could be the new Megatron or the new Optimus. But they just got to move on, and later they can bring that back or show like some kind of like history of these characters. Nobody can live forever. Like,
Right.
I don't
Emperor
care if you're a
Palpatine.
superhero or whatever. It's like people age still. I mean, I know there's some things that oh, he can be young for, if you're a vampire, you live forever, whatever. But
Right.
it's like, let the characters of those older things pass, and you
Right.
kind of insert and not just like wipe it out and say, oh, this person is now a female and this or that or whatever. It's like, just have it gradually change over.
That's right.
Right.
You're right. You're right. No, you're right.
You're absolutely right.
You got to
It's not
let it
your
move
face.
forward. Yeah.
And you
We
can always
are,
go back and watch those old things too.
Yep, man.
We are 5
Yeah, we
minutes
better.
away from Kaz's live. And we are going to end it on the wisdom of Frank and his thoughts on transitioning cartoons and other great IPs in a natural way to where, again, like you said, don't just start and stop and stop and start. Have a reason for why you're doing everything instead of, well, we just got to do it to make everybody or a very small group of people happy. And I'm
In
in
the long
total
run, that ain't
agreement.
gonna work.
No, it's not. And it's wild that these big companies don't see, that they don't see the voices, especially now with technology and everybody having like a voice on the internet. They don't see the huge massive people that are like, stop doing this. They just see that little small group that keeps paying for that shit, and they just keep advertising and marketing and selling it to that little tiny group.
Those rich people, they think they know everything.
Whew, boy, don't I.
They own it. They do what they want with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna
So-
probably grab some dinner and then I'll be on maybe in like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
well, I'll be on Kaz's here shortly. I
I don't know
gotta
if
wrap
Kaz
up
is
some
still
things
on.
here.
I don't know if Kaz is still on, but I don't have a good flesh tone pen for the markers, so I gotta bust out some old paint, try to fix it. And I messed up. The sculpt has some things I needed to sand because it still has the lines like on the face. So I need to try again on that. But right now he looks like Ronald McDonald in a way, but because I don't have a
Oh shit. Yeah.
That's
but
great.
I like the yellow for the hair and everything else. It's just
No, the
the
hair and the
eyes are
beard
going to
look
be a
good,
little
dude.
difficult, but
Yeah.
yeah, the face, yeah, that's not working out. But
Awesome.
I'll catch you guys on the flight.
Yep.
Yeah,
see y'all
sir,
in a
Frank.
few
We'll see you
minutes
then,
here.
buddy.
Gentlemen, it's been awesome. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Fumbling. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
For having me on too.
Yeah.
Of
Yep,
course,
thank
you
you
guys
very
are
much.
always welcome when you see the we're going live and you can make it. Anybody can jump in. So,
Appreciate
and it's
you.
not as crazy as Kaz's. So I think we can get conversations out and we can all hear each other once in a while.
I next week I want to hear some more Virgo beating up some wrestler stories. You guys
Absolutely,
Might
we got to
happen.
hear.
It might happen.
Gotta watch that legend,
Stay
the legend
tuned,
stuff with the
people.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Stay
Virgo's
tuned,
got to get her
people.
championship.
Yeah.
Good
Brandon,
stuff.
when's your next match?
Oh, I think is it
Huh?
Sunday on
Okay.
Legend Series.
Okay.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Who's
I'm
on
sorry,
Legend
I
Series?
had to take a cat nap. I'm
No,
tired.
the wrestling thing that he does.
Oh
now.
yes. It's
Yeah.
LWSA. Yeah, that's cool.
Roughshod gets a rematch.
Yeah, all right.
Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I was
All right.
watching him
Hey, have
earlier.
a
He
good
named
one,
me some
Fumbling.
wrestlers. All right,
See you
y'all.
guys.
You guys.
See you
Have a
Take it
great
easy.
night. I'll probably talk to all of you in Kaz's chat if you're all there.
We'll be there in a minute.
See you
All
guys
right.
All righty.
Take it
Okay.
easy.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are still here, thank you so much for watching and sticking around with Roughshod Stalks, Virgo Cool, Frank Doom on You, and Fumbling Through the Galaxy. Go check out all three of their channels. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, then like and subscribe to their channels and all their videos and everything in between. We had a great conversation here, 4-hour live, awesome time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And until the next time, stay safe, love, peace, and chicken grease. Get over to Casual Toy Collector's channel right now. That's Casual Toy Collector with a K, so you can check out his Flex Friday, because you know that's what time it is. So then we will see you in the next one.